By play in the series finale against Pittsburgh at American Family Field, the Brewers come away with a 5-2 victory. Milwaukee takes 3 of 4 in the series. Dustin May gets a win in his Brewers debut. He throws 6 solid innings, giving up 3 hits and 2 earned runs. As for the Cubs, they keep on rolling as well. They improved to 67-49 by edging the Blue Jays at Wrigley Field 3-2. Taking a look at the standings, Milwaukee still leads Chicago by 5.5 games. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
What we gotta do? All right, that's all the ball down to. Let's go out and kick some tail.
Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys after and make the play.
V right, all the way outside. Y left, fake 396 bag. V hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God, this man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Welcome in to the Friday edition of the Huddle, broadcasting live from headquarters. You got Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian, the birthday boy.
Oh, what a good celebration.
Everybody who's a member of the 5 o'clock club, we're gathered today to just chop it up and have some fun for the next 3 hours and get you set for a very glorious weekend in the good land. You got family night at Lambeau tonight. You got Brewers and Twins, with the Brewers winning their series, not just splitting, winning their series against the Pirates yesterday afternoon. Oh, baby, we had our first taste of professional tackle football, and for those who waited till the end, ended up being a good finish.
My goodness, did it live up to the hype there in Canton, Ohio there, Drew? Goodness.
I don't know what hype was
I was
there.
going to say, whatever the hype was, it exceeded all of the hype with my boy Haynes King and the Yellow Jackets stinging those Cardinals
Haynes
late.
King and the Carson Becks.
Yeah, Beck was good. Yeah, Beck was good. It did exceed the hype because there
Mike
was none.
LaFleur's team didn't look that overmatched or unprepared.
Listen, there were 6 straight scoring drives to cap off the first half, about as good as you can get into the fourth quarter. Phenomenal. They're cycling in Hall of Famers, and in between each one, Melissa Stark had to keep throwing it back to Mike Tirico because these dang teams kept playing well and scoring.
They were prepared for the craptastic game that we usually get.
They kept interrupting interview hour in the talk show that was happening there during the game at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium.
And the under was cooked by halftime, so you weren't really that mad about it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you were mad about it, but you got over it and processed it quickly.
Yeah.
If you had that one. And, well, it's fun to see some action, right, with some football.
Man, my boy Haynes King, I enjoyed watching him a lot playing for Georgia Tech. Now, a much different Haynes King you got to watch for the Carolina Panthers last night. I don't know I ever saw him throw the ball 34 times in college. And the way that he played last night, probably got himself a couple more opportunities. So there were some good deep balls. Carson Beck was sharp, blew past his number. That was a fun game to start off the NFL slate. Now all preseason games are going to be that good, right?
No. And the Packers got next.
Way to live up.
The Packers got next, and they're going to Pittsburgh on Thursday, and that will be the next game that people see.
Well, the thing is, we always say, like, oh, well, this is preseason, so the offenses will start. Well, the defenses are the same way. Like, you could argue that the logic works both ways. Like, if you think the preseason, is going to be worse because the offenses are, lower level players, that's true of the defense too. So you never know what you'll get.
I don't even know that it's the talent thing, Armen. It's just the in-sync nature. I mean, these teams have only been playing now together for a week and a half, and in all reality, it's probably 5 padded practices that they've had.
That's true.
To go out and play a game when you're just still learning that whole scheme and system, you're not going to have that kind of sharpness, especially for an offense. Generally, it's the defense allowing the offense to kind of play some catch up for the first couple of weeks of the season. So that was very, very cool to see last night, and a good way to start it off in the 2026 season. That just might be one of the most entertaining ones we have ever seen.
Maybe Mr. King will supplant Jordan for the Haynes endorsement deal now. Maybe he'll get an underwear deal after that type of game. Haynes.
Wait till we put our hands on you.
Yeah, well, that's right. That was the big one when I grew up. Then it was like never uncomfortable. So, hey, man. You got to think of marketing all the time. So.
Weren't they the first ones to come up with the idea of like lasering the tag instead of having a tag that rubs the back of your neck?
Yeah,
and went tagless.
And why did it take so long for people to think about that? Like, you know what I mean?
Question.
Yeah.
Well, then where would your mom write your name?
Yeah, that's a great point. That's right, Armen. Underwear.
Yeah, where else was
when you go into Armenian camp?
Yeah,
you gotta have it labeled.
And also, he said, "When I grew up." What do you mean, you young, spry young fellow here today? Come on, man. What are you talking about?
August 7th, Armen's birthday today. There will be cake. If I just put on the X, formerly known as Twitter, if you don't listen today and wish Armen a happy birthday, you hate America.
Oh, I love that.
I appreciate that. I don't know
that one. Come on.
I don't know if the stakes are that high, but I do appreciate that.
Well, we got to do something, right?
So my first shot at a treat today, I rolled through the drive-through to, I was like, all right, I'll get a breakfast at McDonald's, and they don't switch to breakfast till 4 a.m. I got there before breakfast switched.
You got there before 4?
And I said I woke up early for
wow.
And then I said to myself.
He was excited because it's a birthday.
I was going to say very excited. It's his birthday.
I remember hitting it after bar time years ago, and they were switching it at 3. So I
was going to say I explicitly remember it being 3:30 because that was one of the moves that somebody had not imbibe long enough so that somebody would be able to go and get McDonald's breakfast
now,
at night.
But before you asked, I don't have a Quick Trip that's 24 hours on my way, so that's why I didn't go to Quick Trip. I would do that always, but I just said, what the heck, I'll roll through. But I can't bring myself to to put down a couple McChickens at 4 a.m. I just can't do it. So I was like, all right, I'll just get a coffee. But that one surprised me.
So you went without any hotcakes for your birthday?
Well, yeah, but that's okay.
We're gonna rectify that. We're DoorDashing this son of a gun.
Well, no, that's okay. We don't have to because the Culver's has the fried pickle burger now apparently. So maybe I'll do that after the show, So I'm just thinking about, a little treat for the birthday. I'm a birthday boy, like whatever.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Because I'm a dude, I didn't get you anything.
Yeah, I thought about it. I actually did think about it, but didn't.
I didn't get you
I had
anything,
zero
'cause I'm a
expectation.
dude.
Please, if you guys did that, I would have been upset. Why did you guys do that?
I'll share with you the text we got on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973 from Rhonda in the 715.
Help me, Rhonda. Let's go.
Help me,
week.
Rhonda. Rhonda hit us up, and she wants you to know that you can tell Lena that she has a monarch butterfly named after her because Rhonda raises butterflies.
Oh my goodness! That's
she said
amazing.
the first males she gets will be named after us, and Lena is the first female monarch butterfly.
That's
in the
amazing.
715. She said she didn't want to use the talking text line, but she's not on X. We take it, Rhonda. Thank you.
Oh, Rhonda,
that's
amazing.
What a wonderful thing. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah, she's getting into butterflies when they fly around, and monarchs are pretty. I know people like to.
Isn't it our state butterfly? Do we have it? I think it is.
No, I'll check that out.
Wisconsin state butterfly.
Wisconsin state butterfly.
I think it is.
Rhonda, I saw at Rainichke Field. She did mention that I was supposed to say hi to Armen for her, and I did forget at that moment.
Well, now you remember.
Now I remember at this point. And Wisconsin does not have an official state butterfly, though lawmakers have made legislative pushes to designate the monarch butterfly Wisconsin state butterfly. It is definitely the best one.
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, out of all of them, it's definitely the coolest one that you could bust into if you're the little hungry caterpillar.
Absolutely agree. Little hungry, good one.
You'll
good
have to
one,
tell
Billy.
Lena, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's a good motto.
Which you can't see, baby.
So it's Armen's birthday. We're going to be hanging out. We got plenty to discuss today. There was a Packers practice that was supposed to be a walkthrough, and it wasn't. They didn't let the folks in, so Billy and Wayne didn't broadcast. But that's in part because they were doing the trickery. They were putting in trick plays and stuff that they didn't want anybody to see. They were putting in the fun stuff. It was installing trick plays. Now, Billy, as a player, those plays are fun to practice, aren't they?
Yes, that's the one you dream
the triple flea flickers and stuff like that. Those I remember those installs are fun. It's like let's have some fun.
That won't be a grinding practice. That will be one that you think of and smile for a while, and then you also have into the back of your mind. And I like that they do it early because now LaFleur can get it brought up to him for the next 5, 6, 7 weeks. Hey, coach, Remember that tackle-eligible touchdown play? Why don't we run that on the goal line? Hey, why are we not running the double reverse flea flicker, quadruple double lateral that I threw into the Akron offense for their first drive of the year? You get to play some of these, and then you get to run through more of them during walkthrough every single week. That's fun.
The coaches I remember that really were in their bag always, and I know I'm forgetting some, but for some reason, Steve Spurrier is the first one.
Old ball coach.
He was really good at the trick plays. He tried to make that part of it. They had the most creative ones, and those are always fun to go back on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, the Packers were never a big trick play team, although we've had our moments. That's for sure. We've tried some stuff. I remember Aaron trying to throw a bullet to Julius Peppers when he was split out wide, and that didn't work. That cost us a touchdown. It knocked off his hands and was a pick.
I remember the
Bakhtiari.
I was going to say the Bakhtiari one is maybe as bad as it can get and as disappointing as it could get. But you're right. Spurrier and the Gators used to be pulling out some stuff.
Fun stuff like the hitting ball. I remember one. It was like a return where 5 guys would get in a huddle and one would come out with the ball.
But that also happens, and probably to Drew's point, Steve Spurrier, former Heisman Trophy winner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Player turned coach. He's like, we need to spice this thing up and keep these guys dialed in. Let's throw in a couple of reverse laterals and find some ways to have some more fun.
Yep. Continue. Hit us up, 877-794-1973.
Any version of that for spring training? We're going to work on the hidden ball trick here.
Something like that.
We're going to work on somebody camouflaging the rosin bag.
Everything they do on the backfields early in the morning is pretty much anonymous because there's like 10 people standing around watching that.
Well, that's true.
It's not like, those workouts are not like, Packers practice.
But good ball
PFP
players.
is not riveting, It's like, there's nothing really. They don't have the drama of the one-on-ones now. Like
harder to stay awake.
The
than
first live BP when the position players arrive and the hitters throw to them. That's usually fun to watch only because like the hitters haven't seen 100 miles an hour in several months.
In a while,
it's like they're always overmatched, and it's kind of fun to watch.
I also think the spring training visual and audio bit that you can never get enough of is simply the ball hitting the glove on the first day.
Oh, yeah.
And then on day 3, it's like, wait, we got to go watch these guys throw again?
Oh, yeah.
Right? We're watching, all right, bullpens.
Watching bullpens.
Again. It quickly will get into that. And I wondered if they would wait a little bit till, camp gets a little bit more monotonous to throw this stuff in. But again, tonight is family night. This used to be the old delineation of camp's not fully over, but camp's kind of over. Now we're moving into preseason week and game weeks, and everything gets a little bit different.
Yep. The pace will pick up a little bit, and then just a little bit. And then you realize, and then usually you get 10 minutes into the first preseason game, like, all right, when does the real football start?
Yes, when do we get this thing going?
Great.
Well, and then that's what I thought we had yesterday when you had no points in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden the second quarter and the regular season woke up. It's I'm excited for whatever you can end up seeing tonight, but also excited to see some of the young Packers, Drew, as we've talked about them flourishing and growing up. A lot of them, like Jordan Love, first family night as a dad, get to have that fireworks laser show after with the little one, as long as the headphones are working and it's not too loud. This is a developing storyline, I think, for the 2026 grown-up Packers, or maturing Packers. They've picked out and grabbed which of the youngsters that they've wanted to now build into their core. While they're older on the field, they're still maybe young in age. They're no longer the youngest team in football. Yeah. And it feels like they're buying into that part. So tonight's a nice little step here. The first one, and whenever we get our friend Wayne Larrivee on the try box with the game on one, then him and Larry McCarron with the box cams that we'll get tonight, I'm very excited for that.
It's like the original Cool Room alternate broadcast type of thing. I do enjoy that a lot, and it'll be good to see just see the guys in the field again. And you're right, Billy. I think to keep that theme of time passing and age, Jordan Love now, it's been a long enough time. We're going to call him a veteran now, I think, at this point. I mean, Jordan Love is now a veteran player, veteran starter. And this is around the time we're expecting a next step type of year. And if you get it, the Packers' success at high levels will directly correlate to that. So I think he's been really good in recent years. Can he take that next step? A healthy receiving core, having main guys? We'll see. But I agree, Billy. I think, now that he's a dad now, he's one of the older guys now in the locker room. I'm going to say he's a veteran. I'm going to say he's going to give him the V word.
Well, he's the longest tenured Packer.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Jordan Love?
Yeah, longest tenured. He's not the oldest Packer, but he's the longest tenured.
Well, I look at this as kind of like it's his senior year. Back in the old college construct, it's his 4th year as a starter. You got the command of the system. You're the big man on campus. It's like, okay, senior year, let's go.
Yeah, and this is where the 3-year now again. He's going into year 4 as a starter, so the stuff on the field isn't new. And this is probably where more of the mental reps and the banked stuff that he has 3 years as a backup. This is where maybe some of that can also come more to fruition. They talked about it in the offseason. LaFleur and him kind of stripping down the offense, doing a little bit more of how LaFleur and Aaron went through, saw, dissected what they liked, what they didn't like, what were some of the hits that they always were able to go back to. And that kind of trust is something that only happens when you've been on the team for that long. And and you're trusted with that kind of football knowledge that he ends up having, some institutional knowledge of the game. So I think he's at a much different spot in his personal life to have a big year. Mm-hmm. Now we need to see it come to fruition on the field.
Just a corollary to this, like he doesn't come up when people are debating the best quarterbacks. And I heard guys doing that yesterday on a national show, and I was struck. And I'm jaded, I admit it, and I know it tis the season and everything, but is there anything dumber than arguing about your rankings of who the best quarterbacks are? It's like, if you'd have told me like last year, I wouldn't have said, and then this year, like you're making the case for Josh Allen as the best, and like Mahomes is coming off an injury, and Stafford. Let's just say that there's 10 guys who are really, really good that are a tier above, and they could all win the Super Bowl. And if they win the Super Bowl, then suddenly we're going to say they're the best.
Yeah, but that's the debate, Drew. The amount of those guys and the tiers of that are, I think, the biggest discrepancy and the biggest argument, because some people are now the hot one has been, where does Lamar Jackson fall into that line? You would have said a 2-time MVP would always be one of those guys you win because of. But now, after a number of injuries, a lot of people are doubting that he's that same kind of guy. I eat all of it up, but I also have a sick, twisted love affair with the league.
That's true. I just think that argument, though, is like kind of silly to me.
Well, okay, but Jalen Hurts gets ranked like in the late teens, near the 15 to 20 range. I don't know anybody in that group. Any of that group, he's the only guy that's actually won one.
Sure.
So if there would be we can all agree that there's 8 guys that you can win with, or 8 guys that you could probably win one because of. We can't agree that one of the only guys to be able to win one over the last decade is one of those dudes.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Justin Herbert. We're finally believing Kissy Boo Boo over on the LA Chargers training camp field is going to be the guy to lead the entire AFC. My God.
Oh, man.
All right. Which clip would embarrass you most?
That one.
Madison Beer canoodling on the field, like if he had done it in the parking lot or something, but on the field, right?
Yes,
canoodling with he's with Madison Beer. Would you rather be known for that clip?
Yeah, he's with Madison
Or would you
Beer,
rather be known as Cooper Pratt getting hit in the nads by a follow through on a throw down?
Yeah, I'd rather get hit in the nuts instead of having
I'd rather be Madison Beer.
Madison Beer caressing me and
canoodling
with me.
No, I can't get my hair pushed behind my ear on the football field. What are we doing? I mean, I'm not.
First of all, what's she doing on the field?
Well, okay,
that's the part of it. It is a family atmosphere
in Green Bay.
It would. After every practice, it's a
family night, maybe.
I mean, after every practice, it's a full-on daycare over by the family area, and it's a phenomenal time. Everyone's tackling, playing around, having a good time. Nobody is sitting there like it's the Rocks over at Summerfest.
I love it.
And you're hanging out with your 17-year-old girlfriend.
but not many people.
I cannot believe doing that.
I get it, Billy, but not many people with Madison Beer either. So maybe
exactly.
That's the way she makes you feel, like you're 17 again, like you said on the Rocks at Summerfest. That's the greatest visual, by the way. That's the greatest reference. That imagery it's perfect because everyone gets it.
Okay,
but you know what? On the field, I got to agree. It's a little bit like
let's go back. Let's go back to the separator deal.
Okay,
she's significantly that much better looking than any other football player's girlfriend or wife.
No, that's a good point. I mean, you're right about that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe,
yeah, I'd rather have those rankings than talk about ad nauseum the top 10 quarterbacks.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh, if I was with her, because 84 other young ladies that are standing over here are the ones that people believe are going to be on Love Is Blind.
That's a fair point. I mean, they're all in that kind of realm. Okay, that's a fair point, but. Like,
I don't know.
Let's say
What are the
Verlander-
measurables though? What are the downloads? How many followers does she have?
Look
What are we going to? You know,
That's true. We do need numbers on
We
these
need the
things.
analytics.
On which side?
You know,
Regular season one or a postseason player? Who knows?
But I mean, like, if you were
Wait.
Verlander and Kate Upton was doing that way early when they first started dating, I don't think anyone would have really been like. Well, no, they would. I mean, they would.
They would have.
If Kate Upton was like messing with his hair while he was going out to the mound, I guess because it was on the field. That's a good point. I don't know. This is a tough one, but
think of who his football coach is.
I get it.
Jim Harbaugh.
Has it better than him? Nobody.
But Jim Harbaugh can be weird too. You know?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
course.
he slept in people's trees in front yards to recruit, didn't he?
Yeah,
he's done weird. He's done weird
It's a
stuff.
football guy thing. It's a
Yeah, he's
football
not-
guy
he's not
thing. Playing
canoodling.
kissy boo boo with your girlfriend
So is
over on the
canoodling.
24-yard line.
So is dating the homecoming queen. That's a football guy thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and where do you do that? Where in every song does that happen? Under the bleachers.
Okay, I'm with you on
Not
that.
sitting, interlocking legs
Walking through
like
the
you're
mall.
Vrabel and Rossini in Arizona at the El Dante,
Yeah,
pushing your hair behind your ears.
that's where you're supposed to do it, not on the
Thank you.
terrace. It was weird.
Give me my $2,100 a night bungalow, and that's where you can go do that one.
That
If
was a
Justin
little
Herbert
weird.
already won a Super Bowl, you think anyone would look? See, that's the thing.
No,
You're a made man
Armen,
if you win
not
it
a
all.
Super Bowl.
If it
How
was,
about you don't play the worst game of your career every playoff game you play?
I know he does
If-
get a pass.
Maybe
because
that one
of-
would be
but
fun.
He does get a
if
pass.
this had been unearthed back in the day, in the prime of Tom and Giselle, people like, oh well, Brady, lucky guy, oh that bastard.
That's
Now
the thing,
I
it's
wonder if
cyclical.
Brady would have been firing some of this stuff up, or if she would have been trying this, he would have been divorced a long time ago.
Maybe and marry her her jiu-jitsu
but I'm-
instructor
but
or
I
whatever
mean,
she did.
But you know,
Whatever
most-
it was.
Whatever
most
that
of
was,
these
like-
guys
And then
are-
have that weird, uncomfortable Father's Day post that hits on Good Morning America. My goodness.
Oh
Bizarre.
man.
That's a storyline to have.
Bizarre. So yeah. Anyway, we didn't get to watch Packers training camp. The Scribes were there. J.J. Watt was there on the sideline watching.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah, with his pops, I think, and they were checking it out, taking it in. So
For all his CBS games that he's got, that first game of the
got that
year.
first game of the year. He's gonna,
First
he's
game of the year
preparing
with the
for
number
that
one crew
Vikings
now.
game. Absolutely.
Well, Romo's on that seat. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, JJ
That's the
is
quiet part out loud, yeah.
Well, okay, I said
Wisconsin.
It, I guess.
Wisconsin. Yeah. Good job, Armen.
Well, I don't know. I thought that's what you
The birthday boy. Yeah. He was
it's-
preparing for the first broadcast because he's going to be on it. Oh yeah, because Romo won't be on it.
Let's say,
yeah.
what if there's a few bleary-eyed drivers out there that weren't getting that? Okay,
That's
I'm
true.
the voice of the voiceless. All right, I'm
The voice of the voiceless.
I'm the one out there that's like.
All right,
Oh
we're gonna
my
let you have
God,
that one.
that's
That's your
right. All
birthday
right.
present. We didn't get you anything, but we're
I
gonna
mean,
call you the voice of the voiceless for the next 2 hours. and 40 minutes.
I've been
877
googling Madison beer.
Yeah, 877-794-1973. We'll talk about the biggest news story yesterday that nobody knows about yet outside of our inner circle. We'll talk about that next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. huddled up on a Friday. Armen playing his favorite songs on his damn birthday. He's DJing his own birthday party. The voice of the voiceless, the man of the people, the champion of the blue collar. Oh, wait.
That was right in your wheelhouse in the club. I mean, that was when you were actually going to the club.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? It's the middle of college. That was one of the biggest bangers of all time. That and a couple other ones by guys that are now in jail, so we don't listen to those anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, Curtis had a couple of bangers. That
did.
Now when
that
you were
album, are you kidding me?
In college, it was a lot easier to be playing, but when you were when you were in 4th grade and I was rocking in the club or just a little bit, that made it a little bit stranger song to listen to when you're 10. When you're 20, it was hitting a lot differently.
Yeah, it was different when you were in college and Magic Stick and Candy Shop and. I told a girl once.
Formative songs.
I said, 50's got 21 questions. Can I ask you 22?
Oh, what a line.
It was,
And then Madison Beer said, get away from me, Armen.
That's what I'm saying, though. You got to take those type of shots if it's Madison Beer. And, she
No
wants
doubt.
to cuddle with you on the 22-yard line.
She said, no, I wanted to take you to the candy shop in the red zone over there on the 15.
I have no animus for Justin Herbert because he did very well for himself in that department.
Oh, yeah.
So congratulations.
Well, the animus is the playoff
he
results.
and Paul Skeens. I mean, I'm not talking about the football thing. I mean, come on, yeah.
No, and congratulations to you. I just there's some things that we gotta not do on the football field. And maybe that is wannabe macho hardo football guy. But let's just take that to the let's take that to the line.
Is that like
out of here?
Is that like Caleb Williams' mom at USC when he was crying with his mom? Is that similar to that? Like people were clowning him a lot for having.
I actually didn't think that was that bad. Like to me, you care about the game.
Sure, I get it.
That's like the worst. That's the worst thing that one signals. This one is. Again, it's not a bad thing, but it's just like
it's practice.
Really?
I get
That's
it.
what we're doing here right now.
You can't imagine Jim Moore or Mike Ditka allowing that NFL
To
practice.
go back to the roots of this, I was talking about my disdain for the age-old Mount Rushmore discussion. Who's the best? Who are the top 5?
Like
What's your
quarterback
list of the
tiers.
quarterback ratings? What's your list? Because, and for Exhibit A, and I can pretty much close out, and I can the defense can rest, or the prosecution can rest after this, is what tier was Sam Darnold in last year, and what tier is he in now? And Sam Darnold was probably a bottom 3rd quarterback, and in most of the zeitgeist and most of the popular wisdom, and he won a damn Super Bowl and said, "How's my blank taste?"
Mm-hmm.
So those rankings, like, okay, of the guys who can win, like put up a guy in the great situation with a team. It's a team sport, but we rank quarterbacks like they're individuals, a separate from the team in some ways. And to your point, last year or any year, is there anybody that would take Sam Darnold over Lamar Jackson on paper and everything? And like, who won the Super Bowl last year?
A great point.
So that to me is like why that is just folly, because I say there are 10 guys, actually proof last year, anybody can win a Super Bowl in the right situation. Trent Dilfer, guys like that. There are guys who win them, and we act like we ignore that part of the equation, and we try to ascribe to them, these mythical in our own mind rankings. Because like, who's better, Matt Stafford or Patrick Mahomes? Like this year, who would you rather have? Like, I think either one of them could win a Super Bowl, and I'd take either one of them. And let's just see who wins, whose team wins. But we got to have something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the first week in August, and I struggle with it. I love it. I eat this stuff up, so I totally get it. However, I don't know that there's not a lot of people that are thirsting for the conversation of really Jordan Love 10 and Sam Darnold 14. Like you mentioned, one of the guys just won the championship a year ago, and this guy's sitting tied with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield 6 weeks into the year last year, people were saying was going to be an MVP candidate. So I think it's fascinating. I think it's fun, but I do understand why people don't like it because there's a lot of content with it.
That's why it's like, to me, the MVP discussions and stuff like that. People, I got that all the time about, the guys who win the MVP award and aren't good in the playoffs, like in baseball especially, like guys that you vote for and they're the MVP, and then they kind of like, oh, Barry Bonds,
Judge,
Barry Bonds, like if he didn't come through in the playoffs, his team didn't win, it's like, oh yeah, how's he the MVP? And they're like, why don't they? And I'm like, well, then we wouldn't have an MVP, because the coach of the year is whoever wins the championship, and the MVP is the best player on the best team, and the team that wins the championship. So let's case closed. So that's why it's a regular season award, and that, to me, those conversations have more merit when you're looking back, rather than trying to project and look forward. Because, like I said, there's 10 or maybe even 12 guys that
You
could
also
win
are
the Super
reacting
Bowl.
to stuff that's happening now. Like the tough thing is here, these guys all might be very different players coming back 7 months later. Right? This is also ranking off what you watched them do last year. And what we watched Sam Darnold do last year for the last 9 weeks was something you hadn't seen him do his entire career.
Yeah.
Turn the ball over 5 times in 9 games. That has not been something he's been able to do. One of the reasons why they were there. And then, Drake May leads the team to the Super Bowl, has some of the best numbers out of anybody in football a year ago.
And then so now people project that Drake May's on this path where he's going to get multiple bites at the apple and he might be Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
you don't know. He might suffer injuries. You might.
I think that's what makes
the team
it fun.
might go sideways.
Yeah,
or
win MVP this year.
But that's what
second last year. Yeah,
good, or it could go the other way.
The argument, the speculation, it's what makes it fun for it. It just basically goes back to, when you're with your friends and that if you're into sports or you're with people that are into the same conversation you do, this is what. A lot of times you sit around and argue.
If you're at a bachelor party with a bunch of dudes from LA and you're Armen,
you got to get into a lot of Dodgers and
Cubs. We're talking about,
we argue about this stuff. So that is what it is. Now there's definitely an eyewash aspect to it. The tough thing is there's almost never any conclusion with this because there are so many guys, especially when you rank quarterbacks and you can argue about that. There are so many guys that are kind of in that whole same economy now in the NFL. You could split hairs all day and argue who's better, who's not, who gets more results, who doesn't, what results matter. And you'll be going forever and ever. But, I mean, for some people, that's the fun of it. That's sports. I mean, that's what we love about it. For some people, I get it why I can get exhausting because it could become circular. But you're right, Billy. We're just trying to get through.
So if we take the tired NBA debate of MJ versus LeBron, who's challenging Brady for the throne? Is it Mahomes? Can he resurrect and have a second act? Because you forget Brady went 10 years between championships.
Oh, sure.
Can Mahomes have a second act because he was on path? Or will Mahomes fall short like Tiger Woods did of Jack Nicklaus's record of major championships?
Yeah, it would be Mahomes would be the only one that's in the conversation because he has
at this juncture.
Yeah, at this. Well, you also have to be able to have this kind of start. Right? Like you have to be that good early to give yourself that kind of runway to do it. Because you're right. Brady went 10 years without winning one. They lost 2 in the middle there.
That's right.
And, he arguably was his best version of himself as a player.
When they lost.
When they were losing, right? I mean,
the other thing is like the GOAT lost and they played his best football and it didn't work out for him.
And that's where, I mean, to bring it to the LeBron Jordan one, that's
Tyree
where
pinned a ball against his head.
Yeah. How do you discount people getting to the championship but losing it, right? But there's many that's an eliminating factor.
That is so true.
Like Joe Montana, they went 3 straight years where they were one and done in the playoffs, but never lost in the Super Bowl.
Never lost a Super Bowl.
This gets back to
4 times compared to 10.
That gets back to the years that Jordan ran up against the Pistons and got eliminated.
Oh, exactly.
And that stoked the furnace.
Amen.
That made his greatness. But we discount those years because he won every year he played.
Yes. Mahomes was in a weird spot where if they would have three-peated, he would have had one thing that Brady never had, and I mean only the Lombardi Packers had, of like going 3 consecutive championships, which would have been a thing that would be damn near untouchable. But that to me, Drew, is the conversation that's going to be fun for the next 5 to 6 years if they get back there. Because
what's his second act? Right?
I mean, it feels like they're going to be primed up. He's full go at practice. He tore his ACL and multiple other things, but then, 7 months ago. It's
their
crazy.
Roster, as by design, the roster isn't what it was, and they can't keep everybody. You can't. You're not supposed. And guys age.
Flip that thing over.
Guys age out
quite a bit.
And, they do have a good running team. How long is Andy Reid going to be?
Rice is a question
around.
mark.
What does it look like after? Because Mahomes might outlast Andy Reid, you would think.
Right? I would have to think so. This will be Kelsey's last year. And the interesting one here is
Brady left. But with Belichick, that split happened when they were. Belichick was at the end, kind of.
Yes.
So
one of my favorite parts of this, Drew, is getting to think and laugh about the one guy that decided to vote Patrick Mahomes a tier 2 guy. Like, this is my favorite part of like the Mike Sando list. It reminds me more of like Mariano Rivera going into the Hall of Fame, right? Let's find different ways. Let's find who is the one guy that didn't vote for Henry Aaron going into the Hall of Fame, and try to figure out
more than one guy. I think,
right, like, sadly, who are the idiots that decided that you would actually take Josh Allen in a playoff game over Patrick Mahomes? The subjectivity of it is why this ends up getting fun, and to your point, Armen, why it's something that kind of never ends.
Oh, yeah. And the foundational, it's interesting because the foundational principle of all of what we're doing is based on our fact, like the way we talk about championships now with players and especially quarterbacks. It's the fact that we judge these guys on championships now. If you're a quarterback, you are going to be judged on championships. And really, we don't do that with other positions. And we do it only somewhat in other sports, like with basketball. We don't really do it. We don't really sit around and say, like, so-and-so's a great player, but how many championships does he win in baseball? We do sometimes. Say the Yankees,
I always say that. Yeah, I've been saying that for years. I say, you know, what was Ray Lewis's playoff record?
But our whole thing now is you mentioned like, well.
But he was a dominant field. What was Lawrence Taylor's playoff record?
Ended at 4-0.
But you guys mentioned Darnold and May because those are the two guys that made the Super Bowl and Darnold won it. But in my opinion, you wouldn't say those are the two best quarterbacks. But because they achieved the team success, the team accomplishment they did, they are a made man in that regard. I mean, come on. I mean, that's always been the foundational principle with this.
Again, yeah. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers is better than these guys.
I was just going to say Aaron Rodgers in his career is arguably the best ever, but no one will make that case because he doesn't have the rings.
Because he's a champion, because he has a total amount of rings.
And he came in at 19th ranked quarterback in football on this list
this year. Yeah,
this year.
Makes sense
and
the
42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I don't think there's much of a debate that's probably right about where he would be.
But I mean,
because he's diminishing. But but what about when he was 27 or 28 and not winning Super Bowls and Didn't really
I think there's guys better than Drake May, just based on playing the position. But Drake had a good year last year, and he went to the Super Bowl.
Well, he's put himself now in an audacious spot because of what he did early. And Billy, you're right. You got to have that runway. But Joe Burrow had a Super Bowl appearance as a young quarterback, and then since, and so he lost his juice and lost his mojo.
Right.
And no, he's not considered in the discussion of being one of the all-time greats because he's not.
Because
he hasn't been there. The injury and team playing for a bad organization.
I love the Drake May example because we all saw how bad he was in the playoffs. I mean, bad maybe is unfair, but he wasn't that good in the play.
Yeah, he did win 2 playoff games and 1 on the road in the snow.
I know, but his team won those games.
And going back a couple of years, going back 3 years ago, wouldn't the notion of Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl be about as far-fetched as saying that Tyrod Taylor would win one?
Yeah.
Oh, it was close.
Like Love gets hurt. Tyrod Taylor leads the Packers
right.
to a Super Bowl. It's like they're kind of like that. They were in that same tier. So that's why aren't the tiers kind of meaningless then? Doesn't it prove my case?
No, because some people also believe Sam Darnold was better than anybody expected.
Yeah, some people like John Schneider.
You always believed in him, Billy, and I appreciate that.
You did,
but Sam's
somebody's been telling people he's a little bit better than everybody wanted to say.
But Jared Goff's been better than a lot of quarterbacks.
MVP phenomenon like Cam Newton was at times a great player,
1 year,
and then shriveled in the big moments, kind of. But
one of the best athletes you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. And you take him over most guys and ranking in the tiers. And what are the tiers? Make me cry tears thinking about it.
I hate when people try and gaslight me. When I see a player playing good or bad, I can see it on the field. Like intellectually, the numbers support it, but his team finds a way to win or lose. Like he was the only reason or not the reason. That's just not the case in the NFL.
That you're in,
that's what we deal with, and that's what the reality is. Aaron Rodgers has always dealt with that. That's okay. That's the reality of what we do, and that's the reality of how we watch football and how we judge it. Because winning's important, which is could be a lot worse things than saying team results are important.
Aaron Rodgers probably leads, will set the all-time record for being on the sidelines while his defense puked away his work.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's
unfortunate. It started with the Arizona game.
Yeah, but look at his championship level round results. And it's not only the team's reason why he's only gone back once.
Oh yeah,
I mean like the play in the championship round would signify.
There's no doubt he came up smaller in some spots. Yeah, but I prefer to remember him just carving up the Falcons on the way to the Super Bowl because that's as good. That's as good as anybody's ever going to play, and he can just show that highlight for the rest of his life and shut anybody up when they try to say that what tier he's in or when he's not in the class of Montana and Brady because he didn't win the big game. Well. Okay.
It's always tough though when your best play ends up being a tackle and you're a quarterback in a championship.
Yeah,
game.
That's rough. That's right.
But hey, it's also tough when you got guys that can't do a fake field goal that don't go down that went down because Morgan Burnett goes down
and you throw
that
2
can't
picks,
catch an onside,
one in the end zone.
Yeah, but I'm saying Drake
Armen,
May's team overcame those things. Teams can overcome it. Sometimes you just don't catch breaks, and that's just the reality of it. You can be great if his standard is he had to be perfect all the time. Then so be
not
it.
Perfect.
Well,
half of the player you normally are.
Yeah, he had to be his best. He had to be.
No, you had to be your normal self. Look at every one of those
the bottom
games.
line is, in terms of rings, Sam Darnold and Aaron Rodgers are equals.
Yeah.
In terms of
Joe Flacco,
performance,
elite, same way.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer. In terms of performance, we know.
Boy,
we all
Brad
know
Johnson.
that's not the case. Yes, absolutely.
See, but Drew, if we didn't have lists in rankings, we'd never be able to delineate that those guys are different.
But everybody,
so thank God we have them.
everybody's list
We
is
never
different.
had this discussion.
Everybody's list is different. Now there's greatness right there. Dario eating food on television. I love this, folks.
Oh, wow. Taylor's old as
Sporkies
time.
and Drinkies.
I don't
Yeah,
have-
we're
I don't
having
have
some
his
fun. You
channel
don't have
on.
a. you don't have
Deanna's got
channel
what I
on.
want. That's the pretzel thing is what I'm looking for.
Oh, Dario, take
Dario,
a
that's
chop.
a tough look, dude.
Good look. It's good look. All right, we're watching TV on the radio. We can't be doing that. We got to go to break. It's Armen's birthday. Call us, text us, 877-794-1973. Let us know that you want to wish Armen a happy birthday. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's the Armen Sarian's birthday edition of the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere in the iHeart app. Streaming live for the early risers, insomniacs, and sociopaths out there. We're here for you, Facebook, X, and YouTube, talking about just about anything. When you have a Brewers afternoon game, as we did, we need to talk about some Dustin May. And thankfully, we have Hunter Baumgart to bring some normality.
I was going to say some knowledge and
because Dustin May was pretty good. I mean, there are folks who will say, well, he could have been more efficient, and he hadn't pitched in a while. His first game in a new surrounding, throwing to El Gary. Bottom line, pitched well enough for the Brewers win. He was the head of the Delta Pledge class when it came to new acquisitions.
Amen.
Compared to Tarek Skubal, Freddie Peralta, and Casey Mize. Yeah. All three of those guys, filled their socks, whereas he was solid.
Yeah, and his numbers pretty reminiscent of exactly what Skubal put out there. 3 hits, only allowed the 6 base runners, worked himself through a little bit of trouble, Drew. And I thought you called this number to me, and so did my youth baseball coach. So I got to give a little shout out to Mr. Hushik. But 12 of 23 first pitch strikes for Dustin May. And to still get at 6 innings, a two-run ball. That's a quality start when you're not setting yourself up early in the count very well. There's definite room for improvement, but if that's your baseline, that's a hell of a way to start.
And on the mound, you can just tell he's a battler. He's just like he's
one of their kind of guys.
Absolutely. You know what? And I don't think this is a reach. This is a comparison. This is for Armen, but Dave Bush.
I love that.
Not a great pitcher.
Yes. Come on now.
But the dudes loved him because he battled. He competed, man. He didn't give in to guys, and he just had an edge, a competitive edge.
That fires me up.
And
Dave Bush
Dustin May is, I think, a more talented pitcher than Dave Bush, but Dave Bush had that. There are some guys who have it. There's some guys with great stuff who crater and just, give in and walk guys or just throw. Yeah, exactly. And throw, down the middle, and
great stuff, Drew.
Yeah, they got great stuff, but they don't have that edge. It's like, give me a guy with lesser skills and the edge. Dustin May is a good mix of good skills, good stuff, and that fire, that edge that you're not beating me, man. Like, you made an error, and now there's a guy on third. I'm striking this dude out. I'm going out. Like, some guys, that's their ticket to crater and say, oh, it wasn't my fault. We didn't make a play.
Look at what happened over here.
But he had that. Gallardo had that kind of too. Gallardo could overcome the guys with but Gallardo had the cool low blood pressure thing. Dustin May is like, you can just tell he's in it.
He's going to wear it on his sleeve, no doubt.
He's in it, and guys love playing behind guys like that. So like Dave Bush wasn't in no measure was Dave Bush like a top 10 Brewers pitcher in Brewers history, but guys like playing behind him, and they would go, oh, Dave Bush, he's playing hard. I'm playing hard. I'm with him. They would go in with them.
Yeah, and listen, Dave Bush is one of my absolute favorite names in Brewers history because there was 2 years span where every single game I went to, Dave Bush would start. Every game, 31 was on the bump, and he was dropping that 12-6 curveball. But it was, Drew.
You guys just have that.
Yes, and there's something too also, like, it's not quantifiable, but like Logan Henderson, the team wins when he's on the mound.
It's true.
Like, that is something
with Quinn Priester last year.
You start picking it up, and is that can you replicate that each year in and year out? Yeah. No, maybe not. But right now, that's the recipe. And there's some Dustin May, you're going to get some action and you're going to get some fire. And if that guy is competing that way, that does set a different type of tone. Murph kept saying, we can't just bring in guys. We got to bring in the right kind of guys. And it seems like they hit that one.
And Miz has the stuff and the edge.
And the
Miz competes and gets it and, celebrate and gives that, he's got that little extra.
And other teams might not have loved his little fist pumping last year, but you could tell everybody else that was on the diamond in his dugout loved every bit of it.
Yep.
Loves that kind of stuff.
And that's there. It's some sort of an intangible. Like, and I said that all the time about Pujols. I know people hated him here, but he was like one of the best guys I've ever seen. And 8-1, 95 degrees, day game after a night game. And he's in the 8th inning and he's playing first base and I'm watching him and he's getting on his pitcher and he's like grinding and like, hey, we're trying to, even though the game's out of whack, like we're in this, and every pitch, like those guys are special.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
That's why he's going to be a great manager one of these days.
Could be,
he's going to be he was that Dominican Republic manager for the WBC. I'd put him in my dugout.
He shows up. All right. We are 1 hour in the books, 5 o'clock clubbers. Let's make a room on the bandwagon for the 6 o'clock club because they're joining us next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start at American Family Field, where as we get deeper into August, every win takes on that much more importance.
That ball's hit well, right center field. It is back. Did Churio get it? It is up and gone. Jackson Churio with a home run. His second in as many days. Brewers strike first on this Thursday afternoon.
The great Brian Anderson on the call. The Brewers beat the Pirates 5-2. Dustin May solid in his Milwaukee debut. He gets the win, throwing 6 solid innings, giving up 2 earned runs. Milwaukee takes 3 of 4 from Pittsburgh in the series. The Twins now come to town for a 3-game weekender. Shane Drowan will pitch tonight against Zevy Matthews. Game time is at 6:40. College football is back as the Badgers have now opened up training camp. Game 1 less than a month away, September 6th, Sunday Night Football at Lambeau against Notre Dame. And the Packers hold family night tonight. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now it's cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tail.
Keep doing what you're doing. You're just going to sit our guys after you and make the play.
B right, all the way outside. Y left, fake, 396 bag, D hen, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
5 o'clock clubbers, make room. Time to welcome the 6 o'clock arisers, early risers. Still early risers, maybe insomniacs.
It's still pretty impressive.
And the
Yeah.
6
Maybe
o'clock.
not sociopaths, but people that are up and around at 6 o'clock, we salute you.
Yeah.
As well as the OG 5 o'clock clubbers. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. We don't have much direction today, but it's Friday. It's the summer. It's the dying days of summer vacation. The sands are slipping through the hourglass. This is the time when you're a kid that you just got to, you want to tie a knot at the end of the rope and hang on to summer.
You got to just push that sun back every day. It's what you got to do. You got to try and soak up every moment because it's fleeting and ending. That's the way it feels anyway. But, yeah, you're absolutely right about
You're
that.
really starting to get the worries, the Sunday scaries right here at the end of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you guys were during summer vacation, but my mom would get us these super special yearbooks or workbooks every summer. You know, the Kickstart Your Learning Summer Edition. And you'd be sitting there for the 3rd grade version and penciling through a page a day. This would be the time where I realized I hadn't done 1 page of it. And
She wasn't checking on you, though, to make sure?
No, I just had to make sure it was done at the end of the summer. You had to make sure that son of a gun was done at the end of the summer.
So she was checking.
So at some point, I would have to go and have the uncomfortable conversation with my sister. Like, hey,
can you help me out here?
What are we gonna do? I know you like this stuff. You know I don't. Let's figure out. Let's make something happen here where we're both happy.
Yeah, let's do that.
You get to have even more fun.
That's funny.
And I get to have more fun not doing it. And so those kind of negotiations with yourself are a big one to be able to have at this point. And then when they started up the summer reading, that was what I had a big problem with that one in high school.
I believe that.
What, summer reading?
Reading? Come on.
2 books? I wasn't going to read 2 books all year. Why am I going to do it in the 2 months that I'm off?
I would get the summer
How rude
reading.
is that?
I would get it done if and only if we were on road trips and long trips and stuff. Because I didn't have I had a Walkman kind of with a tape Walkman. But then I could have time to I can actually read. But otherwise, you're right. I was like going to be playing outside, so it was tough to get all that reading done. So I'll agree with you on that one.
But statute of limitations is over. I mean, you never didn't read the book.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, I tended to do those things.
You did the assignment. You got it done.
However, I've read the things I wanted to read too. I would
All
pick
right.
out books I liked. You know?
All right, now.
A lot of Mike Lupica.
Heat check. Do your early habits, do they lay the foundation? Your childhood habits. Armen was the guy that he'd be done with the summer reading list by, 4th of July. The rest of us, like Billy, wait till the last minute.
Good question.
When we get these assignments, like these, have to watch these videos, corporate kind of training and ethics videos and workplace harassment and that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Do you wait? Do you have to get the email from somebody saying, "Hey, you're a week late on this"? Because I just did one of those yesterday that came up and came into my thing. You have a work day. You have an outstanding thing. So I had free time. I'm like, okay, knocked it out. Have to watch this thing for a half hour and click through and.
Man, you guys are making me look bad. So I'm the only one that still hasn't done it yet.
Well, they used
I did. We had two. We had two come down the pike. We just finished one, and then they had another one thrown at us.
They used to send out a list of the people that didn't do it. I don't think they do that anymore. But they used to send that list.
Oh,
out.
shaming?
The shaming.
No,
list.
they do. I was on it the last time. I also got an email from one of our former older whatever it was. Somebody that was tasked with being in charge of us that we didn't really necessarily know on like a Friday night, like, hey, how about you do that training module that I know you've gotten emails about for the last 7.5 months?
But then it's like it's almost
like because I definitely want to be hounding you at 5:35 on a Friday night because of it. Actually, I enjoy doing this part of the job.
It's sort of like the alarm is for some people. The alarm doesn't start until the snoozes are on. Like for you, the due date isn't really happening until you get the email. So I wouldn't necessarily call you a procrastinator, Billy. I'm not much better than you, actually. So to answer your question, Drew, I haven't let that happen. I would say I'm more of a procrastinator still than you might think.
that.
But in your case, Billy, I would say you might not always be there when you call, but you're always on time. Like, you send me the recap every week for Packers. I know I'm going to get it.
It's under the gun.
I know I'm going to get it.
Yeah,
But
it's under the gun.
I don't exactly know why. I always sometimes sit to myself and say, there's only so many hours. I wonder how Billy's going to do this. But it's always on time, So that's the way I look at it. So
those mornings after a Badger night game, that 2 a.m. send is maybe the one that surprised it a little bit.
You're a busy guy.
I appreciate you saying that, not wanting to say that I'm a procrastinator. I would proudly say it. To the point where I think, Drew, like you say, you lay the groundwork and the habits. 1,000%. I mean, to the point where I now find myself doing something maybe like 36 hours before I probably should and being really impressed. And actually giving myself and almost spraining my shoulder pat on the back. Like,
there you
good
go.
for you, man.
You celebrate by procrastinating, right?
Yeah, by pushing something else off
It's
now
like,
to the next week.
Dennis went well. I'm not going to brush for a week. That type of thing.
Might as well wait. Yeah, we're all good. I smell pretty good. I don't need a shower for the next 3 days.
I do notice, though, I'm the type of person that I'm not a procrastinator if it's something I want to do. If there's a task you look forward to, you'll do it. I mean, it's just like that. It really comes down to you procrastinate the things you don't want to do. Although, like some people, like let's say you get out there and enjoy cutting the grass, you'll do it as soon as you can, right? It's not that you put it off if you like doing it. Does that make any sense? I think that's what it really comes down to. To me, it's just character revealed on how much you actually like that task and how much you feel confident in doing it right. I put off a task I have no confidence in doing right, so I avoid them. It's like I don't want to do it because I don't know
fear of failure.
Exactly. That's exactly what it
Paralyzed.
is. Yeah. Oh, I know I can do this.
I love that paralyzed.
Change a light bulb? I'm going to get this done right now.
And everyone's going to know it got knocked out.
Oh, I'm sending pictures.
You guys see how cool this is?
The light bulb works picture.
It's it's a spinoff of the Marie Kondo decluttering thing, but the 2-minute rule. If there's a job that takes you 2 minutes or less, like I don't know, making your bed, do it.
Do it right away.
One of the things you learn in our business is how long like 2 minutes is and what you can get done in a commercial break for us, which is like 4.5
I wish I would have
minutes.
had that on tape when I was younger.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw a reel, okay, and like these reels. I just watched them and get mad. And it was about that. And it was someone saying, this is the key to a clean house. You take the extra 10 seconds. Put the glass in the sink. Put the thing in the thing. One is 5 seconds, one's 15. I'm like, yeah. Well, how many seconds did it take for me to watch this reel and waste time?
Yeah, and then you'll watch
6 things done.
And then I'll watch the next 10, and I'll watch Madison Beer Canoodle with Justin Herbert, and then it's like, and 2 hours later, I'll get off the couch.
And when my watch tells me to stand up because I've been on my ass for the last hour and a half, then I will.
That's why our grandparents were more productive. They didn't have the temptation in their hand.
They were bored.
Of the world.
It's not our fault.
Yeah. No, there's more stuff to do now.
They only had like
not
3
really.
channels to choose from. We have infinite.
I was going to say 200.
It's like if you already read the paper in the magazine, you're going to go out and plant a garden. And you already ran out of stuff to do. I mean, basically.
The algorithm is, designed to keep you scrolling.
Yeah, and it's been impressive lately. I don't know about you guys, but the internet's been doing its job. They've had some fire going through here to the point where I sometimes wonder how these apps are still free.
I know.
I say that quite often with the entertainment that I get on X.
How long will it be?
And Instagram. Well, that's another fair question, Drew. Might be a shorter time than I think.
And where's the line? And it happened the other day. It's like, I think was it the Levitard show or somebody? They said that cable TV is like the vinyl of TV. If you still have cable, you listen to vinyl.
No, everybody's going back to it though. Is that the point?
Well, that's it. It had that arc where people discarded it because streaming. Go back to vinyl. It's like, it's pretty good.
Go back. It's like the same thing.
It's pretty good.
It was like my folks just got a new place, and all of a sudden my dad, dude, you got to come up here. You got to see this amazing antenna I got in the attic. You watch TV and get all these channels right on this one for free. It's amazing. And look at the pictures. It's good. It's way better. Yeah, it is. It's like all of a sudden somebody wants to go and show you their 8-track player.
But the Spectrum app went out the other day, and I don't have a cable box because I don't like the look of the box. But it's like. The Spectrum app went out, and I'm thinking, should I ditch cable? I'm like, no, I'm sticking with the vinyl. I still have cable.
Yeah, I like it. I like
we're
sticking
thinking
with.
It's interesting because when I was on with Doug yesterday on Dennis's show on the roundtable. So that's when you find out who has Spectrum still, who doesn't. It's like, hey, you can see me if you have Spectrum, if you can see me, and then like I notice it's still an older generation, like my parents do, and then like their people they know will do it.
That's becoming like the newspaper. People that still get the print edition of the paper, they still have cable TV.
We're going back
I don't
to
get
analog.
the print edition of the paper, and I worked in newspapers for 20 years, but I have
analog.
cable.
Yeah.
But you know what? That guy with the blinking light on the top of the car is still rolling.
Yeah.
I still drive by him now on the way into work. I still drive by and see somebody getting it. Do you see our friend Brooke Brighton when you go over and see Dennis over at Spectrum News 1, or you just walk straight into the
different
sports
studio?
department?
They have a different
complete different weaving in and out. Okay.
I don't think the time matches up because usually we tape in the afternoon.
Sure.
And she gone by then? I would assume.
No, they're still going. I think there's a different newsroom there for them. I think.
I haven't seen Brooke, but like you said, I think they're in a different.
I wish we had some highlights of that, Armen. We should.
Where's the photo of you guys sitting there, Doug? And
what the heck? We wanted to
Doug.
get your
Usually,
hits.
Hunter and I did it last week.
Come along with me as I appear on the Dennis Crosby.
Yeah, usually there's some good visuals and some pictures.
I did it with Hunter last week. Speaking of Hunter Baumgart, he was at the ballpark for us. He has a recap. Dustin May's debut. Brewers were going for the series win. Who wants a split against the Pirates, right? They were going for 3 in a row yesterday afternoon. Let's send it. He's brought to us by Import Minded. Take it away, Hunter.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers get a series victory over the Pirates, something that they had not done before this week because they had been 1-6 in their first 7 games against the Pirates. Then they won 3 in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then yesterday. And a 5-2 victory yesterday gives the Brewers the series win, and they're a season-high 29 games over 500 at 72-43 as they maintain baseball's best record and maintain a 5.5-game lead over the Cubs, who beat the Blue Jays in extra innings, a comeback victory for the Cubs. But all that aside, it was all about Dustin May yesterday afternoon, and he got the start for the first time in a Brewers uniform. 6 innings, 2 earned runs. He talked about his first start in Milwaukee as a Brewer and the adrenaline that comes with it.
Yeah, it's definitely higher in the first, going out there, especially a new team, trying to put a good face out there for yourself. But stepping into a clubhouse that got a great group of guys behind me, it's go and do your thing and be comfortable.
And Brewers manager Pat Murphy loved what he saw from May on the mound.
It was great for Dustin, great for his indoctrination into our club, for him to come out and make that statement. Did very well. It's not as sharp as he can be, but he made the big pitches. The 3-2 pitch to Reynolds, I think, was a turning point in the game. And, it's just beautiful to have that experience out there.
And on the offensive side, Gary Sanchez with his first home run since June 28th, and Jackson Churio with his second home run of the series. Milwaukee hosts Minnesota tonight as the border battle is renewed for the weekend. Shane Drowan on the mound for the Crew, 6:40 first pitch. I'll have you for the baseball pregame show at 5:30 on Fox Sports 920 and our social channels. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Hunter B.
Go,
fantastic
stuff.
Yeah, Dustin May, good debut, solid.
It was a perfect way, as Murph
innings.
said, to get indoctrinated into the culture, to go out and grind and not have it go perfectly in the first inning with all the adrenaline going in. What do you have, 25 pitches in that first inning, 24 pitches in that first inning, ballooned in that Reynolds at bat, but settled in really nicely. And this is when we've talked to Paul Wagner about it with what Chris Hook is able to do with the pitching staff, Drew. This is in that first initial phase where he's just letting you pitch. Right? Everybody imagines this guy wanting to get his hands on this moldable piece of clay so instantly, but now it's like, hey, why don't you just go out there and pitch so I can see it a little bit, see it in person, see a couple of bullpens, then add a couple of adjustments, then add a couple of comments. Maybe we tweak just one little thing here. And I'm excited to see how that manifests itself into his next start once he makes it probably in San Diego. But I'm glad Hunter also dropped in the border battle. It's an important thing to make sure that people don't forget. This is a border battle weekend against Minnesota, even though I don't know that anybody going to Brewers and Twins will think about that.
Now, we're so genteel about the Brewers-Twins quote-unquote rivalry as opposed to we are about the Vikings-Packers. It's so different. So that is kind of a funny thing. We kind of saved that that vigor for the Cubs. However, it is still rivalry, Billy. I like that you brought that up. I like that he brought it up because those are the same people cheering for the Vikings.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I tell myself. These are the same people cheering for the Vikings.
Well, in 5 weeks' time, they will be right up against your team.
Right.
Absolutely. So
that's coming up quick.
We do have some more Dustin May, if you guys want to hear that.
I'd love to, yeah.
A few minutes of Dustin May from Hunter last night. Should we listen to
Let's
that?
take a listen.
All
How
right.
did you feel just getting out there for the first time?
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. Definitely had a little rust to knock off. It's been 8 or 9 days since my last one. So, yeah, it was good to get out there and compete. And the guys played great behind me, and we scored some runs. So it was a great team win.
What did you think of some of the defensive plays behind you? It seemed like, you had a reaction to Terang and Mitchell, and you had good reactions to some of those plays.
Yeah. The defensive positioning was great. There was a couple where I turned around and be like, "Oh, it's going to be a hit," and they were right there. So that was very cool to see, and very excited to be a part of it.
It was pretty cutter heavy today. Was that a design thing, or was that reacting?
I think it was just kind of what was planned. The fastball was hit or miss, so definitely could have mixed in a couple more sinkers. But yeah, the cutter was planned, so just leaned on it.
Justin, how did you feel like you were vibing with Gary behind the plate?
I thought it was good. Yeah, I'm definitely going to talk through some things, but I felt like as a broad spectrum, like first one out of the way with a new team, I thought it was very well.
I'm sure you don't have the expectations kind of just for how it's going to go. Just want to go out there and do your job in that sense, but just to kind of battle through some of the stuff you have to do with the walks, everything else like that, just to be able to do that, get the win, and kind of still be able to have success in LA and how the crowd reacted. Just how's that sort of feel with your first day with the new team?
Yeah, it was cool. Being able to go out and the walks were kind of brutal. Not a fan of that, but being able to go out and grind through it and get through 6 was cool.
How would you describe? Go ahead, Jack.
Does the matchup with all the lefties that you saw today kind of influence which fastball it's going to be? Maybe how you're going to attack those guys?
Yeah. I know when I throw the cutter, it's a contact pitch. It's not a super swing and miss pitch. So being able to throw that and locate it in the zone up and down, it was good.
How would you describe the adrenaline as it flows through a game like this, where a new team and sort of, you've played in the postseason, you've played on a new team before, but how does that flow throughout a game?
Yeah, it's definitely higher in the first. Going out there, especially a new team, trying to put a good face out there for yourself. But stepping into a clubhouse that got a great group of guys behind me, it's go and do your thing and be comfortable.
Do you have to fight against that at all, or do you just kind of embrace the sort of desire to put your best foot forward?
I like to embrace it. I like to let it flow through my emotions throughout the game. So I like to suck it all in and let it out whenever it's needed.
You talked about being fiery and introducing yourself to the fan base in that way. Did you feel like yourself out there? I know like a different team and everything, but did you feel like you could utilize all your stuff and beat you out there?
Yeah, for the most part. Command was very scattery today, so it wasn't as sharp as I'd like it to be. So we'll get into that in the bullpen and work on a couple of things, getting down the mound, and dial it in a little better for the next one.
Dustin May, thank you, Hunter Baumgart, for being our boots on the ground. People are going to like this Big Red.
Yeah, I think that he's gonna be a fan favorite here sooner rather than later, and also just the being able to throw a bullpen, Drew, and get back on a normal schedule. Good, that's got to be like the best part of it when you're so routine based as a ball player.
Oh, especially starters, yeah, especially guys who've been
God.
doing it for a while. You look at him and you watch him on the mound, and you think back to when he was with the Dodgers, which was a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the ballpark the night he was with the Dodgers, and his ulnar collateral ligament snapped.
That's
and he
right,
walked off the
arm blew
mound
up,
into a year off. But I was thinking about, like, okay, so they go around the horn to start the inning, and they're throwing the ball around, and Justin Turner has it and then throws it to Dustin May. It's like, what are we, a Yukon Cornelius lookalike contest here? What do we got going?
Who's runner?
It's the Ginger Convention.
Oh my goodness! All we needed is Sean White and Carrot Top, and we had all
the
of
Ginger Jubilee. What are we doing? Like what?
I do think because like everyone loves his fire, like you just referring to his hair and stuff like in his beard, but he does have energy. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Persona.
He has this, like, there's a grit, there's an edge. It's like an intangible thing. Not that everybody who pitches in the big leagues doesn't want to do well and they're trying, but some guys just have. It's palpable.
He got hit with a line drive earlier this year. I want to say they were playing the Braves or something. And Drew, there's a lot of times where you'll see it and. Guys will either be instantly dinged to the point where they kind of quit on the play. You could tell he got hit, got pissed, went and got the ball, almost threw the guy out, then allowed himself to be injured, and then tried to gut out and played the rest of the inning and through the rest of the inning, ended up giving up 3 or 4 more runs, probably hurt himself on the ERA, but wasn't going to cave to the hit into the leg. I'd like that kind of competitiveness. You can see it.
Dig it.
Yeah, he won a Dwight Bernard lookalike contest. That's a good reference.
Dwight Bernard. He wasn't as ginger, though. He was more brown.
No, I know. I just think the hair was wild. That's an 82 Brewers relief pitcher reference. For
there you go. Well done. Spoken like a true birthday boy.
Well, whatever.
I also like that you said the reference, then complimented yourself on it being a good reference.
I got it today. If I'm not going to gas myself up today, Billy, when am I? Because no one else is.
No one else will.
On the Dwight Bernard bullpen reference.
I'm gonna go home and nobody would like my Dwight Bernard reference.
I'm just gonna do it today. I'm gonna take a lap today. Yeah.
Why not?
You should. Come on now. What are we talking about?
Yes. Cake and ice cream. No donuts today. But we do have Dolph.
Dolph next, though.
Dolph is coming in. It's halftime of the Huddle. It's the Friday edition. Getting ready for family night. They're tackling to the ground for about 10 plays today, Billy.
Come on now. Real live tackling in an NFL stadium.
Giddy up.
Sounds like fall.
Yep. Sounds like fall.
We're heaven.
Dolph will be in next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Halftime of the Huddle. We welcome our correspondent, Scott Dolphin, FM 106, country station down the hall. Good morning, Dolph. Wish Armen a happy birthday today.
Buddy.
Armen's birthday.
I feel bad that I didn't do that earlier this morning when I first saw you.
I'm not good with birthdays. Why would anyone know my birthday?
No,
I don't know anyone's birthday unless they're not my immediate family.
I want my birthday to fall on Saturday so no one notices it.
Summer birthday was great when you were a kid because you got you didn't have the party in class, but you got to have a banger, in summer vacation of a party of all your friends could come over and it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it.
My birthday's on 9/11, so it used to be. When's your birthday? Oh, September 11th. Oh, now it's when's your birthday? Oh, September 11th. I go. Oh,
man, this is what I did. Yeah.
Hey.
But
you can celebrate. Well,
our former coworker Mike Heller was born on the day President Kennedy was assassinated.
Oh boy,
that's right. Yeah,
one of the darkest days in American history.
Yeah.
Mike Heller was born.
Right.
Wait, there should have been a comma in there on one of the.
But it was okay. It was a Monday. He loved it.
Did Heller? Did he volunteer that information?
Oh yeah, he.
He would drop. I've definitely heard him drop
We've
that.
talked about
one of his biggest conversations. But he was the gift God gave us when we lost.
That was it.
There you go.
Trade-off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told him. I remember I said that to him.
What a classic! What a classic!
Congrats on that one. That was a good drop on there. Dynamite drop in, Monty.
You don't have to get inspirational.
Yep.
I don't think it's
So,
that serious.
Dolph, tonight's family night up at Lambeau. Have you ever attended? You ever been to that?
Never have.
No.
No. being a Bears fan, it was never top on.
I was
top.
You don't want to see how a real franchise does it?
Right. Well, the Bears attempt to do it, but it's a little tougher when you're in downtown Chicago to do They do Family Day, I believe.
I was going to say they do like a Saturday matinee
in Lake Forest or at
Soldier Field.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll throw it at Soldier Field.
I don't know. They don't draw like the Packers
do. Going down to Lakeshore Drive and spending $73 on parking. I don't know why you wouldn't.
There will be.
You got to know where to park
for sure.
Armen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
There will be tailgating going on tonight.
Oh, big tailgating. Yeah, we had somebody on the talking text line ask us any advice. I also Nate from South. I also actually have never made it to family night. That's one of my big L's. Is not being in the stands for a couple of family
I've watched him on TV before.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. Yes,
but
the viewing on television, especially now with our boy Wayno on the basically a Manning cast, is almost hard to beat.
Yeah.
And can you believe it was? Sorry, I was just gonna say, can you believe it was 18 years ago when we were waiting for Brett Favre's plane to land for family night?
Is that what it was?
One of the most dramatic moments. I think that was it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is the 25th annual, I guess, right? This one. I love the fact that it's $5 to park and $10 to get in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They've maintained the most cost-effective way of being able to be in Lambeau, and to also this is the night for a family with a 3-year-old. Like if you're gonna go to Lambeau and you want the little guy wants to see it, one wants to see it, but you're only going to see about maybe an hour, right? Once you run out of snacks, we're going to have to run this thing back out to the car. The $10 ticket's a lot easier to stomach.
How many families, though, across this great state have you run into that have never been able to attend a Packer game, whether because it's cost or
not just families. I was talking to a friend, one of my favorite bartenders, who's never been to a game at Lambeau, and his family, long line of Packers fans, and there are a ton of people who love the Packers who have never been inside Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of them just accept it that's the way it was. I can't make it. But you're right. Family night's that opportunity. Family night's that chance. And for that matter, I mean, training camp practice, you don't get inside the bowl, obviously, but you get to go for free.
You get a vibe of it.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's sometimes it's trite for some people and it seems cliche, but the reality is the Packers market, family, community, and this is one of the living examples of it, is that, you can do these type of things still for not a lot of money, and you can still have an experience that's accessible to people.
There are 17 rookies going to run through that tunnel today, and it's going to give them some juice, right? Some butterflies. And for some, might be the last time they ever appear in front of a crowd like that.
Oh yeah, especially at home with a couple of cutdowns, and you don't know what's going to happen with the amount of injuries and different things that are going to happen.
It will be the end for some guys. Well, their last foray. Some guys will get cut out of Packers camp and not resurface anywhere else.
100%. And this is now, and we're hoping, is the #1 story on Packers.com, and I think for a lot of Packers fans, everybody wants to see Jordan Love, Christian Watson, all those. The first run out for Brandon Cisse, I think a lot of people are going to have their eyes on, because he's going to be on there and on the field quite a bit with no Carrington Valentine practicing too.
Playing with the ones.
Speaking of Jordan Love, he said he's excited to experience family night for the first time as a dad.
With the little one after.
Right.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And it's great that the Packers get their family involved during training camp as well. There's fireworks tonight. I'll just never forget the first time I ever attended an NFL game. I'll have that until my dying day. So, man, if you have not been to Lambeau Field, there's no place like it. if you're a Packers fan, get there sometime before you go because it is almost a religious experience.
And it also, like, when growing up, it was, well, it's the most difficult ticket to get. And now Armen doesn't like this part of it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good positive development of the internet age and the secondary ticket market age. It's a lot more accessible and way more than it ever has been for you to be able to get into a lot of different Packers games. For a long time, it was just if you didn't know somebody that had tickets and then they would sell them word of mouth, or maybe in a classified in the Journal Sentinel, that was the only way you knew that somebody had tickets. Now it's about as easy as ever to find them near face value for just about any game.
Yeah, that's just it. It's not like going to a Super Bowl where you're going to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a family of 4. You can still get there. It's probably online with going to the Dells with the kids for a weekend, right? You go to one home game a year, you can afford that.
Yeah, because you know you're going to Pizza Ranch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you know you're going to have to go to every single one of those shops, have way more saltwater taffy than you've ever eaten in your entire life.
Old-time pictures. That's what it was for me, man. The old-time pictures. I don't know how many people were taking old-time pictures.
The old black and whites. Yeah. With
everybody hold a bag of money like you're a gangster.
I did one with my high school girlfriend.
I mean, people had those things in their living rooms growing up everywhere across
I
Milwaukee.
forgot all about those. I mean, I did one with my high school girlfriend where I had a like a musket. I was like a frontiersman, you know, and dead serious with a raccoon hat on.
Absolutely.
And she was in the old frontier woman garb
Old
and
petticoats.
we sat there just dead serious looking at the camera. I wonder if I still have that
I
somewhere.
always think like people working at it trying to get into photography and they're like, well, I'm going to work the old-time studio for a while.
Dolph's going to go find his treasure trove of old stuff. Your wife's going to get mad.
She'll appreciate that, right? She'll appreciate the high school girlfriend picture.
I just saw you became friends with your old high school girlfriend on Facebook. What the hell?
What happened here? Why is that?
Rekindling an old flame?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you better start cuddling on the 22-yard line like Herbert and Madison.
What a classic.
Well, Dolph's now got the hair. I mean, Dolph's got the hair that if she was going to push that stuff back over here, like Madison had to be doing a Justin right there in the middle of the
that's good
football field, in the middle of the gridiron.
Billy can't handle that. Like this canoodling took place between an NFL quarterback and his. What is she like? A pop star model. She's like a influencer sensation singer, but
she's got songs. I mean,
she's got songs, but I mean,
but
is
I
that
don't
her
know that
main
anybody
thing, or
knows
is her
her
main
for
thing
that.
that she's hot and has songs, or what?
Well,
I mean,
like, Billy makes the point. It's true. There's a lot of the
She's a
wives,
pop
wives and
chanteuse.
girlfriends that stands for that are good looking. I mean, let's be honest.
True,
Talk
but
about the
she's
National
like
Football League.
she's well known and like again, like
I mean,
what?
I've only known her for videos that she's done in interviews with Jake Paul. Like I don't know either.
What are the measurables on her? How many followers does she have? What's the downloads?
Can we bump out with her?
She's got a Hot 100 song, right? A top 100.
I guess. I don't know.
Bittersweet.
You're right, Armen, that a lot of the wags are beautiful when oftentimes the athletes are not.
Yeah.
You look at the picture and you
that's
go,
just what it
there's
is.
no way this is happening if he's not making 17 to 20 million.
And Armen and I had this conversation. Actually, I think about Justin Herbert. She got 39.5 million followers on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
kinda
pretty
thought
impressive number.
I guess I thought she was more of a musician than she really is. Maybe she's just.
Well, she's a
I
pop.
think
she
more
is,
of
but-
a lot more of a TikTok and
Right.
social media star, but a star nonetheless.
All right,
Of
so-
like, Armen's like, wait a second, Justin Herbert with Madison Beer, like, hold on, brother. He's 6'5".
He's got the flow.
Quarterback for the LA
yeah, I get
NFL
it.
football team. That's about as much fishing with dynamite as you
was gonna
possibly
say,
could do, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, so you got Skeens and Livy and MLB as the power couple, Justin Herbert and Madison Beer, more so than I think Josh Allen and his
More so than Travis Kelce and Taylor
I was
Swift.
gonna say
Travis
Taylor.
is Taylor, but they're professional. Like I don't know. I mean, they're a layer above. Like they're not
Gonna be doing this on the 20-yard line,
they're
Drew.
not,
Correct.
They're not mainstream.
Can you still count Verlander,
Then
even though he's
Verlander
retired?
and
Taylor wouldn't
Kate
dare-
Upton. What about
the Hall of Fame, I think.
Taylor
Yeah.
wouldn't dare do that.
But then what about Jack Hughes and Tate McRae? Right, Tate McRae is
Okay.
like a
Fantastic.
Yeah, another one with how many followers does Tate McRae
Well,
have?
and that was also a good one for America because we stole her from Canada.
That's right.
Russell
Our
Wilson-
American hero,
Yeah.
not only putting the one in the back of the net to
That's
take the
right.
gold medal, we take your
The
golden
biscuit
girl.
in the basket.
So does she
Oh,
put
my
on the
goodness.
stars and stripes and scream loud like Gretzky's American wife did during?
Oh yeah, how about that? Yeah.
Just might, yeah. I mean, she just might be into that mode of it. Now, Livy and Skeens is the modern day version, right? Like that is about as hot for the young 24, 23 and below.
That wouldn't make sense, though. They were college sweethearts, right? LSU.
Yeah. Is that the best example of the two athletes in the relationship? Because you forget now that she's on Baywatch and Sports Illustrated, Livy Dunn was almost a world-class gymnast who got
really
injured and ended up being NCAA instead of Olympics. But she was on the path to be like homeschooled and like in the junior program and stuff. And then I guess it was a knee injury or something that sidelined her, and she was still like an elite college gymnast while he was, almost a Golden Spikes type guy.
Would Jonathan Owens have to be like a Pro Bowler to get into that realm?
He's not good enough, I think.
I mean,
because she's basically retired at this point, right?
Yeah, it's true.
She was the best ever. So it's the way you look at it. I mean, look, Bam and A'ja Wilson, right? I mean, they're talking about a relationship of two great athletes.
Well, Jordan Love, J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt are both with pro athletes as well. So, yeah, there's examples. There's for sure.
Yeah, so it's not just models and pop stars.
Right.
No.
Yes.
I
well,
agree with
J.J. Watt is a good example because his wife, she's a very decorated player, national team player, and also he's breaking a lot of molds. Drew doesn't have to be a quarterback to do that. Now he's also going to be the #1 broadcaster, non-quarterback, non-cowboy. That is a recipe that you don't necessarily get to go. Generally, you got to have that star on your helmet if you're going to get that A-team nod.
Dansby Swanson, also.
Yeah,
his wife played for the U.S. women's national team.
Wait, I thought,
soccer team,
and
right?
Garrett Mitchell's girlfriend or wife.
That's right.
Haley, his wife. She was up
high-level college softball.
Former Oregon Duck, I believe.
Which
Drew Holiday's wife, Lauren, was a national soccer team player.
That's a good one there as well.
So there's a lot.
I got a text from a buddy of mine who is a hardcore baseball fan, and he loves like international. He wakes up to watch like Korean baseball, and he's into that. He loves internet. He loves all forms of baseball.
Was he gambling on
even
it?
more than like the major leagues and stuff. But he's now into the women's professional baseball league.
Oh boy.
He's like, let them blow out their arms like to hell with softball. Let them play real baseball and blow out their arms like everybody else. They're having this.
I watched. It was on the other day. I stumbled upon it and I watched about a half inning. The hitters, the skill level is decent. The fielding is good. The pitching though it looked like batting practice. To me, it looked like they were lobbing the ball in.
That's where
maybe
they're
they
behind
weren't
because they're used to throwing underhand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I was the only reason I knew that this was a deal, and again, I'm gonna laugh, but Kelsey Whitmore of the Savannah Bananas left the Savannah Bananas, one of the pitchers, and she was going to be one of the pitchers into this professional women's baseball league. I got to see exactly one of these games that she was pumping gas, but she can actually throw a little bit.
Yeah, there's 4 teams, and they're playing all their games in one place.
Yeah, in was the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah, Springfield, Illinois. Yep.
I like it. And don't abandon where your home is like the UFL just did with Birmingham. Fellas, the birthplace of the UFL and the USFL, and now we're not going to have the Birmingham Stallions in Birmingham, Alabama.
Is that where Reggie White played? No, was he in Memphis?
Memphis
Showboats.
He was a showboat.
All right, if you're buying futures on a sport, you're investing. Are you investing in women's professional baseball or women's flag football?
Women's flag football.
Yep, all day.
That's the next.
Absolutely,
because it's got the #1 thing you need. Football. The NFL money backing. It's got the NFL money backing, and that train is not slowing down.
Right. There's a reason they made movies about women's professional baseball, because it was during the war, and there was a need in this country. So you had Rockford and Racine and, League of Our Own.
Yeah.
That has a folk-like charm to it. But I don't know if this is the time for a women's professional baseball. I guess if people watch it, if they go to the games, I guess there's a market for that.
Well, you give it a try. I mean, you never know. I mean, there might be some people that are interested enough to make it a
women's flag football blow past the WNBA, which has the NBA support.
I'm still waiting for volleyball to have they have a pro league.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's never taken off.
George
Women's
White's
soccer is probably still pretty popular. Draws pretty well.
WNBA needs to have their commissioner go on DP's show and then
there you go.
Answering those tough questions.
Still talking about it.
There. Come on now.
I don't know. We didn't hear back.
These are tough questions.
We didn't hear back, Fritzy. I really don't
know.
I can't. That is going to be must listen to radio when she ever goes on, because Dan has not let that one go.
Her successor will go on.
Oh man, yeah, DP's not letting that one go.
Go on. She won't go on. Dolph, thank you for popping in. Always appreciate your
have a good weekend,
contributions. You as well. Whatever you're doing, fair, Brewers,
Yeah, probably a little of everything.
A little of everything. That's what we like. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Time for a little Who's Hot, Who's Not. Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, employee owned, and the best in the business, DonovanJorgensen.com. What do you got, Billy?
Well, sadly, in the hot category, we have once again the Atlanta Braves. They've won 8 consecutive games. And don't look now, folks, but as we talk about the race for the Brewers to win the NL Central, 5.5-game lead over the Chicago Cubs, the lead over the LA Dodgers for the best record in all of baseball. The record for the number 2 seed, and that lead is flipped. If the playoffs started today, the number 1 seed would be your Milwaukee Brewers. The number 2 seed would be the NL East leading Atlanta Braves at 70-45.
Let the Dodgers play a first-round series, give them another chance to lose and burn out some pitching, and there you go.
It didn't work last year. They beat the Reds, but it might work this year. You have to look at it that way. This is you just trying to help percentages, help your odds a little bit, but you're right. Everyone's winning except for the Dodgers. Braves, Cubs, Brewers, everybody's winning at the top of the NL right now.
And the Packers should steal a page and win their damn division, but just saying. But that's part of it. And getting a bye, though, everything for the Brewers, finishing in the first 2.
Dude, it is absolutely everything. And so right now, if the playoffs, again, began today, it would be the Diamondbacks and Dodgers playing in a 3-game series in the wild card round.
Cubs-Phillies.
And the Diamondbacks did just sweep the Dodgers right before the All-Star break. Yeah. So it's just a fascinating spot right now. You want to talk about a chase, Drew? We had mentioned it. Yes, they were trying for October. Every single move you made for it was for October, but it was also for the next 7 weeks because you not only want to get in, win the division, but you got to keep one of those buys, and it is getting tight and tighter than ever in the NL.
Like it. You know who's not hot, though? Pirates. They're like
Pirates
the second coldest team in the league since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks past the All-Star break. We got 20-some games in. So you can start looking at those numbers and,
They hit the All-Star break at 1.5 games out of a wild card spot. They're now 4.5 games out. Even after making the moves of the trade deadline, they win on Monday and then lose 3 straight. They also had lost 4 straight before 1 win in Cincinnati. So Pirates are scuffling big time, to say the absolute least, as they've lost 8 of their last 10. So have the Nationals lost 8 of 10. If you knew those numbers were coming, Washington, why didn't you deal us C.J. Abrams? We were trying to tell you it was going down the pike for you guys. Why don't you flip that guy over here?
And we can just retire the category of who's hot by just saying the Red Sox.
Yeah, they win one of the craziest games all season last night, 12-11.
Yeah, that was the game of the season in 13 innings.
Yep, on Caleb Durbin's walk-off in the 13th inning, finishing it off for the Red Sox.
It's funny how quick things can change. He struggled to start the year, but he's like a cult hero now in Boston, and I couldn't be happier. There aren't a lot of guys when they leave I'm super happy for, but Caleb's one of those guys.
How about that whole trade working out for the Red Sox last night? Andrew Monasterio, 2 for 6 with 2 runs driven in and scored once. Anthony Siegler was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a walk. And as I mentioned, Durbin wins it. He was 3 for 6 with that final RBI and was on base 4 times.
Way to go, Caleb.
Not so fast to say that the Brewers fleeced them in that trade.
No, I mean, they're getting advantage too, obviously. We thought Caleb was going to play well. You never gave up. Way to go, Caleb.
And that is the 6th time as the Red Sox sweep the White Sox. Red Sox are sweeping everybody. That's the 6th time this season they've swept a team that entered first place in their division.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's something.
It is remarkable. I mean, and right now, obviously, talking about the Yankees.
That's a Sarah Lang special stat.
It is.
Right
She put it out there.
That is amazing. Huge. 6th time they've swept somebody that came in first place. Wow. That's doing it against some of the best teams. Also, final one. How about in the not category, Cooper Pratt? Because my man has got to ice the boys yesterday. Not because of anything Cooper Pratt did on the field. He was 1 for 2, had an RBI and a run scored yesterday.
Played fine.
But not hot when you get my man Hank Davis. Does he have to send Cooper an edible arrangement or something and apologize for the downswing with 5-on-2 right there for a cup check on throwing it to second base? That is brutal.
Yeah, he hit him in the eggs.
I had not seen
what Millie's
that.
referring to.
That's what 5-on-2 means.
Well, I know, but some people don't get that good reference. It's a good reference. It's funny.
It's funny. You don't have to explain it.
Okay, sorry. I did that again.
Thank you, Drew. You know what?
Armen.
It is your birthday, but you're testing it over there.
You're testing
Who's
it.
hot? Armen Sarian on his 29th birthday here today.
Going to Dream Dance, by the way, right?
yeah.
Going steak?
Yeah.
Steers and beers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or are you going to order a glass of red wine or what?
You know, they have a great wine selection. They do.
Probably a really good old
Might
fashioned.
get a cocktail. You know, might get a cocktail. You know. I don't
Well,
know.
hey now, roll the dice. Come on.
It's gonna be
now.
crazy.
Play a little Dragon Link or just a couple of quick
Yeah,
sports bets?
I don't know. Sports bets. And Drew said roll the dice.
You do.
Maybe it's time to play a little crap.
I believe as a Potawatomi Rewards member, the month of your birthday, you get some rewards play.
Oh, I better.
That you can play on slots.
I don't want to
into it.
You got to go and swipe that kiosk. I think you get a little game and maybe some free play. Throw a 20 in there, and maybe Dream Dance is free.
I'm a Spark member. All right.
You're in. Come on now. Let's go get some free play today.
877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Wish Armen a happy birthday or just weigh in on Brewers Packers family night. If you're going up there, that's going to be a fun night. Should be good weather.
It's so good.
A lot of times that it's been rained out or they've had the fireworks rained out.
I was going to say this was a lot of times the tornado siren special. So hopefully no bad storms.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, this was one that would have a chance of rain, and it looks like it should be a beautiful night.
Let's avoid that.
Amen.
At all costs. All right. One more hour to go for us in the week in the program. What are we going to talk about next? Gee, I'm not sure. But Armen will give us something. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. With the Cubs on fire since the All-Star break, every series win is a good series win for the Brewers.
He has been on a long run of days in a row.
Sanchez cracks one into the deep left field. It is going to fly. El Gary puts the Brewers in front with a solo home run. Number 9 for Gary Sanchez. And the move pays off.
Brian Anderson on the play-by-play in the series finale against Pittsburgh at American Family Field. The Brewers come away with a 5-2 victory. Milwaukee takes 3 of 4 in the series. Dustin May gets a win in his Brewers debut. He throws 6 solid innings, giving up 3 hits and 2 earned runs. As for the Cubs, they keep on rolling as well. They improved to 67-49 by edging the Blue Jays at Wrigley Field 3-2. Taking a look at the standings, Milwaukee still leads Chicago by 5.5 games. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go Junior jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tail. Right? Hey, go. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit down guys after and make the play. V right, all the way outside. Y left, fake, 396 bag, V hand, Z puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Huddled up on a Friday in the good land. It's your pals, Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian, the birthday boy, bringing it to you for one more hour. Welcome in 7 o'clock clubbers, people who arise at this time. If we didn't have these hours, what time would you guys get up? With young children, you're a little bit earlier. You skew earlier. You go to bed earlier. Now you probably go to bed right when the kids go to bed.
Yeah, I'd like to say that we end up hanging out for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, but generally speaking, that's me falling asleep with the phone onto my face as I'm just doom scrolling throughout that and reading box scores. Probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock. This would be right around the normal time. But again, back in the day that I would like to think about, Drew, I wouldn't be waking up until
the crack of 9,
11. Yeah,
10:30, 11.
During the post game and the night when I was working the night show, that 10:30 wake up was something that I was definitely in for.
Yeah,
and
when I
enjoyed quite a
used
bit.
to, I would say 7, just like William over here. But when I would get in my younger days, when I was working different shifts, staying up late, I was a night owl, man. So, it was like, it was midnight. The Grobber would come on, listen to a little Les Grobstein, in Chicago.
Oh my goodness.
No, I would stay up late and then get up later. But, of course, I was working later, too. So it just depended on that, the shift and the lifestyle.
It's kind of in your DNA because so many years I spent working basically second shift and getting off work at 11 or midnight.
Yeah,
and then you got to wind down and say so. And then I was like, get up at 9:30, 10, 9:30-ish. But then, as age creeps in, that it's harder to sleep later. And I don't stay up till 2. Left to my own devices, I'm usually like midnight, and it's bed at midnight up by 7:30.
That's good.
Yeah, because if I most of the time, if I have nothing to do, I will probably watch the last out of whatever West Coast game is, or like during the NBA into the winter, it's a lot easier to stay up. I'm usually enjoying some of the last ends of the West Coast games, but now there's not going to be as much reason to have to stay up and watch those LA Lakers now that my boy LeBron's going to be playing on this East Coast time. It's going to fit into the schedule even a little bit more.
That's true. There's still some good ball to be played on the West Coast, but you're right. You'll be force-fed the Sixers a lot.
What team do you think will have the most nationally televised games? Do you think the Lakers or the Sixers? I think the Sixers are going to lead the NBA this year in the amount of and national televised ESPN games.
I would think so too, but the Knicks might be up there too now. I mean, I would think that they just won the title. It's still in New
that's
York
right.
Knicks.
The New York world champion New York Knicks might have something to say about that. That's right. I kind of forgot about that.
They did win it all. I would think Miami too. Listen, there's a lot of storylines in the East, and I think we're gonna once we get closer to this. Obviously, we're a ways away from the NBA. Even though I saw Tyler Hero.
I was gonna say, but I just watched my boy Tyler Hero checking out his new digs, his new
shots up,
his new corner locker, Drew, the practice facility. He was talking about, I used to be at the Cousins Center every once in a while, but. Now I get to be here. This 11 is dope. I was fired up. Come on now. Let's go, Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Come on, with Whitnell Zone.
Checking out. I can open this. Can I open the locker? He opens the. That was kind of
big old thing of bazooka bubblegum. Armen's like, is that free or does he have to pay for it?
See, now I enjoyed that bazooka. They still have the comics in that. That was good to see. Yeah, this is a new look Bucks team, obviously, but there's a lot of storylines in the NBA. We know the East is pretty loaded. So that'll be interesting as we matriculate along, but obviously with a lot to talk about before then, but.
Armen just uttered a sentence right before we came on the air.
All right, roll it. What is
that? Was that caught us both? Well, that Aces Fever game was wild.
Well, it was on the network. We were watching the highlights were running, and I'm like, this was a wild game.
Yeah, I was definitely anticipating that Armen was staying up late to watch
time.
Caitlin Clark's
Aces beat the Fever 86-84 in overtime. Fantastic finishes in games that to most are meaningless. Well, the Panthers beat the Cardinals 33-30 in the Hall of Fame game. Fantastic finish. Aces Fever.
Preseason. I mean, come on.
But you're
a couple of buzzer beaters last night.
Thrillers.
It was awesome. I mean, there was a lot of good finishes across sports last night.
And that Red Sox game, though, Red Sox, White Sox might take the cake.
Unfortunately, that one,
13-inning drama.
Cubs coming back to beat the
Cubs, I mean, they were down to their last strike when Bregman hits the 2-run shot in the ninth to be able to tie it up.
I'm sure they feel the same way about us right now, but it's like, are they ever going to lose? Like, give me a break.
I don't know what your girl Bree's doing on the freakouts on Instagram.
I wouldn't know.
But does she see the Cubs having a little bit of devil magic as of late? I mean, they have been winning.
There's a male guy that does this, sitting and watching the Cubs and reacting, that for some reason has been popping on my algorithm.
Is that my boy Bone?
It might be. I don't know.
Bone or something.
White dude.
It's a base hit.
That guy loses his bacon.
So fake. Like, you guys, why do you guys... Oh,
Armen, we used to have you mic'd up watching Packers games doing that.
I was going to say, we were doing this 5 years ago.
Yeah, but I like to think people knew that was a little more authentic.
That was
organic.
authentic. So why is yours authentic and this guy's isn't?
My boy Bone's been doing it for a long time. I was watching Bone do some freakouts back on the earlier Facebook days. He's been doing this for a while in his bedroom. He hasn't been doing it just when the filters came onto IG. But
it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I can't say I've thought though to sit in front of the camera and record my full reaction. I also don't sit into that uncomfortable chair to watch the game. Who's sitting in the computer chair to watch the game?
No,
go sit in the recliner to watch the game.
Or the couch, or stand.
Well, because he's showing up for every pitch, Billy. He's into every pitch.
That's true. I probably should be more into it.
Yeah. But who knows? But
Clark missed 2 free throws with 7 seconds to go with a 3-point lead in regulation. Wow.
And they both rimmed out kind of.
Damn, and we missed an absolute banger last night in the WNBA. I mean, it led off Good Morning America. So people are watching.
Well, those are two of the biggest teams going right. I mean, obviously the Aces are really good and the Fever have a lot of storylines for one reason or another.
Yeah, they're leaning into it.
Damn, I should totally be watching.
Well,
you can gamble on it, Billy.
What
I'm
else?
saying.
I mean, there's baseball. We watch
a little sweet action, Billy.
I didn't watch. I told you.
Why would anybody watch the WNBA? Well, if you got action on it, I'll watch Russian, highlight or whatever.
I never watched the Weather Channel that much until COVID, when there was the only thing that you could bet on.
The over's been smacking all year for the WNBA. Actually, if you've been looking at some numbers, I don't know if you have.
By the way, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I haven't been
on cue. Jahmyr Gibbs got his deal.
Yeah,
instantly, right on cue after Bijan wraps up.
Bijan can tell his grandkids he was the highest paid player in league history or running back for like a week or like 3 days actually. What was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like 3 or 4 days. Gibbs, out of those guys that signed over the last couple of days, Jonathan Taylor got his money, and then Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. He's definitely the one that's had the most work, right? Like it feels like he's had the most carries. Robinson has took a huge load last year in Atlanta and touched the ball a ton. But Gibbs, I mean, he's now the guy there. When they get rid of Montgomery, he's going to have a ton of touches this year.
Yep. Yeah, and good
I think
player.
The Packers were the only team to really shut him down last year.
Is it suddenly cool to be a running back again?
It kind of feels like it might be
good
true.
on the 1st and 15th now.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit better, but it's also like because of some of the difference. I mean, if you're looking at 3 years, $50 million is what they kind of put up there for Jonathan Taylor's number. 3 years, 57 is what these deals are. That's what Jaden Reed signed for. Right? Like, I mean, that's a potential third wide receiver, second to third wide receiver signing for that money. And those are the best 3 running backs probably in football. And not bad, but for a team in a salary cap sport, you're looking for value. You give the guy the ball just about as much as more than anybody else on the football team. You would think that they would be one of the more important players.
I have to go back into Football Reference or Spot Track or whatever. But did Emmitt Smith did he ever make more than Michael Irvin? Was Emmitt Smith
I can look that up.
Aikman was obviously, but in that generation, running backs had more value or more.
Had way more
significance.
Yes. And a lot of it, I understand the thought of that they would be somewhat replaceable later into their careers, but for their second contracts, that's where I think the market is definitely correcting on it.
And like as a wise man once said, you don't need to run the football to win in the NFL. You need to run the football when you're ahead.
Yes.
Right.
Yep,
so that's when those guys get their values, when you're ahead in games, trying to drain the clock, because otherwise. Do winning teams still throw the ball 50 times a game? No. Isn't it usually like the losing bad teams that throw the ball that much?
Yeah, I was going to say it's much closer to a 50-50 split. And Drew, that's like why you look at Kansas City, they have the best quarterback on the planet, and what was their big free agent acquisition this year? Kenneth Walker, who was the Super Bowl MVP, to try to take some.
But didn't we were talking about this with Wayne? They've loosened the rules and made it as rule friendly and passer friendly as they can, but then now the defenses are adjusting to that, right? A little bit.
Yeah,
big time. So they're adjusting to that, and then there's like, okay, we need to run the ball more. And Wayne was talking about it at our little chalk talk up at Lambeau on Tuesday about how now you want a safety in the slot and you want you want bigger guys at the line because they're running more. And we talked about the value of Tucker Kraft when he went down. It hurt the Packers because of the offensive weapon, but it also hurt him in the running game because he's a really good blocker. He's one of those, rare,
one of the guys that you were able to
dual
huge
threat
chess
guys
piece for you. Yes,
yeah, because he can road grade and he can also get out and beat a linebacker and catch the ball,
and also can help an offensive line that was bottom half look a little bit better when you can get a little bit of a push outside and run behind that guy.
Yes,
Amen.
so defenses are adjusting to that, and everything ebbs and flows, man.
It really does.
But your point though is these guys that are getting these big deals are making third wide receiver money, and it's like
crazy. A couple of years ago, when the Packers signed Josh Jacobs, it was Jacobs signs with Green Bay. The Ravens signed Derrick Henry, and Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles. They all happened probably within 3 or 4 days of each other, and all of them were top of the market money. Teams were looking around like, well, why are you paying these running backs these second contracts? But those are all smart organizations. Howie Roseman is widely regarded as like the best GM in football. The Packers are widely regarded as one of the smarter teams in football, and the Ravens have been in that same boat. And I think some of it was just the market inefficiency of it. So these numbers might surprise you. During their 3 championship years, now Emmitt wins MVP in '93, so a little bit different. But he made $7 million in '93, where Michael Irvin made 1.25.
Yeah, those were big numbers. The salary cap started in '94, so I found the '94 cap table, and it was Aikman. The cap hit was 3.2. Emmitt was 3.2, and then Michael Irvin was down at 1.2.
Yeah, and in all cash, every year, the next 3 years in '94, '95, '96, 2.2, 2.4, and 11.5 when Emmitt held out, and Mike waited for his $5.5 million payday in '95, but only made 1.2 those years. Career earnings. This is going to be staggering. $61 million for Emmitt Smith compared to just 17.8 for Michael Irvin.
Yeah, it was different. Different era.
Now that's one of the best players of the generation, and now there'll be guys that are having a quarter of his stats that are making nearly that much money in one contract.
And when Emmitt held out, they went 0-2, and then they came back, so that helped him a lot. I remember that they had to win again. So then they
we've been talking about baby brother Mike LaFleur's debut last night, right? So under that prism, though, the number 3 overall pick didn't play last night.
No,
Jeremiah
Love not on the field.
Suit up. Not that he's hurt or anything, but they, because of the Hall of Fame game, they got the extra preseason game, and he's going to get his, right? They got a fourth. Don't they get a fourth preseason game for playing this early?
And they were griping. Apparently, he was griping to the rest of the staff that he was upset that he wasn't playing, that he wasn't going to get a look. So
and they put up 30 points without him, and talking about the way that, when was the last time a running back was taken that high? You're the draft guy. It's been a while, right?
Would have been Barkley. Barkley was 4. He goes 3. And
what was Genty? 6, 5?
5.
He was 5. And I'm thinking of Zeke. He would have been in the top 4 as well.
Okay.
So somewhere there's been one in the mix there, but he's definitely been the highest in quite some time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it's generally like 1 in the top 10.
Yes, about 1 in the top 10.
1 in the top 10 for most years, and it's just a matter of where they fall and the needs. But yeah, the Cardinals didn't have him. Didn't get to see him last night.
No, but they did get to see Carson Beck, and it wasn't full Chris Collinsworth midseason form gushing about Pat Mahomes, but first drive Carson Beck has. He finishes. These numbers are pretty damn good. 15 of 19 for $188 and a touchdown. The guy behind him ends up 9 for 10. But you could hear Collinsworth in the midst like, I don't know, Mike. Like Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew. Here's a guy, went to the national title game a year ago, had a girlfriend who's famous online, a Cavender twin, had it all blow up in his face, and look at him now. They're all excited there in Arizona. And I can't say that I wouldn't want to see more of Carson Beck out there.
Wait, is that Collinsworth or is that Gruden? With it's like a mix of Collinsworth and
I like
Gruden.
it.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was really
like
good.
it.
Yeah,
I
the
like
Cavender twins. That's another. I forgot about that.
Influencers, athletes, couples, athlete couples. Yeah, we talked about.
And remember, I mean, he had it lambasted on him there for a while. She had that video of saying that she broke up with him, not because he cheated on her, because he's like him. It's like because of like the person
The
he
personality.
is. Yeah.
He's just like assuming he's like an
Like
a-hole or
nobody
something.
likes him.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Then he had a Lambo stolen.
Nobody went to his birthday party.
That's why you get a Kia.
He really did. Yeah, he got the
Draft
full
day.
Bo Callahan treatment.
Callahan.
None of his teammates
Nobody
in
went to
Georgia
his
wanted to go and
birthday
hang out
party.
with him.
Yeah.
was a great- that's a great
Jeremiah did not play. Now, for a first-year coach like Mike LaFleur, is the 4 preseason games. It helps, right? Doesn't it?
Oh,
Don't
it's
you think
gotta
that's an
help,
asset
yeah.
for him and the new
Processes,
staff and the
foundational
just
processes.
laying it, laying it in. That might end up being a benefit.
I think both teams. I mean, Carolina last year, people acted like it was the worst loss on the Packers calendar. We all know what that one was in
Ravens.
week 3. Well, yeah, Ravens was the most embarrassing one.
Ravens was-
But Carolina ended up being a decent football team. I mean, I know they won the worst division in football at 8-9. But second year, they went from, in Canales' first year, a 2-win club to an 8-win team and a division title team. A.J. Dillon scoring the first touchdown of the NFL preseason I did not have on my bingo card.
There he is.
I did not think the mayor of Door County was going to get himself in there, but he found himself
And
in
the
the
next
zone.
football that the nation will watch from the NFL will be Packers and Steelers and Aaron Rodgers.
And Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, my goodness.
You want to maybe the recap? We do the last Packers, Rodgers and McCarthy game for the pregame show.
Ooh, there you
maybe
go.
that's the cheers that we should do to celebrate. It's gonna be crazy to see them.
That's right. So
in
that's
that uniform
coming
going
up
against
on
the Pack.
Coming up next Thursday, we'll have the whole boat. We'll have Packers preview, Packers OT,
And just like we thought it would be,
show.
Aaron Rodgers against Kyron Drones.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers against Kyle McCord, just like
Kyle
the
McCord,
Packers
just
and
like we
Steelers
drew
fans
it up.
dreamed of it.
Just like we dreamed up. Billy, we need a Current Electric superhero of the day for Mariah and Frank, our friends from Current Electric.
Yeah, and I got a couple of ideas here, and now I need you to be able to work through it in my mind, right? Chelsea Gray had a phenomenal buzzer beater last night. Could be the case. We're definitely not going to give it to PCA, who scores the winning run for the Cubbies. We very much could give it to Caleb Durbin there for his one. But I want to give it to Pablo Torre, who apparently is the only guy doing real journalism anymore, especially on a story in the NBA that continues to roll underneath everybody else other than the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast, Drew.
Yep.
This, according to Pablo Torre Finds Out, on the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard story, that now Kawhi had a sponsorship deal with the now bankrupt Green Bank Company, at the center of the NBA investigation, also had an undisclosed sponsorship agreement, allegedly worth millions of dollars, with a company that designed the Clippers video board in their brand new Intuit Dome. Daktronics, the place that builds the Jumbotrons, apparently had an anonymous high-level source under contract for the Intuit Dome. Torre interviewed in this, and he alleged that the sponsorship deal was 1,000% away to circumvent the NBA salary cap. It was, quote, funneling money from the Clippers through Daktronics back to Kawhi.
Now,
maybe that's why this is going to
Pablo's just
flow
killing
into
it.
2027.
Obviously, Pablo's doing a great job, and you're right, the only one reporting. It's so interesting to hear the Daktronics, and you mentioned the Jumbotron, when they were all having their kind of video board wars like 10, 20 years ago. It was that, it was Sony, it was Jumbotron. It was just so interesting to hear that. And I'm like, Daktronics is like, this is such a bizarre story. Like, is Toronto ever going to get him? I'm not even sure. So
Torre said he cited an anonymous former Clippers official who said they knew Leonard had a sponsorship deal with Daktronics, a South Dakota-based company which designed the sweet Halo board that goes all the way around the Intuit Dome, largest double-sided Halo display built in an arena. The Clippers' $2 billion venue that opened in August of 2024. Shockingly, the spokesperson for Hunter Brook Media said, I don't know what the company wants to say or can say, given the investigation and all that. But we previously unreported endorsement deal with another company. We will not be speaking.
So Pablo's reporting is so impactful that ESPN couldn't even ignore it. They ran a non-byline story just recapping everything that he did, basically kind of like an AP type. It just says ESPN on it.
Yeah, it's almost like a stringer version, right?
Yeah,
just
it's like ESPN.
Easy
like,
as you could have.
Where's Hello Shams? Is he on vacation or like what? Where are you guys at your?
Is he eating lunch? Like, is that all he's doing right now?
Yeah, I mean.
Because
pretty big story, right?
Well, and they even cite Pablo Torre as former ESPN contributor. Pablo Torre reported on his podcast. Pablo Torre finds out. He is right now the only guy that's doing the hardest core of hardcore journalism.
And that's kind of his brand. That it's becoming his brand.
It is, and it's phenomenal.
Oh, it's amazing. And I'm glad that he is still getting this. Now, is he with the Meadowlark? Is he with the Levitard grouping? So he's kind of under that
under their umbrella. Yeah.
Okay. Because it's phenomenal stuff that he's able to dig up here. And he's also just not doing like one story. He's seemingly in the midst of like 4 different ones all at the same time, all 4 completely different like genres or brushstrokes.
I hope it's profitable and it gives them a little stardom, because then people will start trying to actually dig into stories again because they can feel that there's personal gain. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but again, like what's ESPN's incentive? Like they're in bed with the NFL so much that it's like NFL owns 10% of ESPN.
The only league that they're more in bed with is the NBA.
Right.
Like
I think it would be if the people demanded stuff like this so much that they would say, hey, we had to provide. You guys
well, when
better.
they shelved outside the lines and all that.
I know that was the good stuff.
They got out of that business. They're in the business now to make McAfee a star and make money.
So. Yeah, they no longer care about having who was the guy that wrote the book with TJ Quinn on Barry Bonds. Mark
Andrew Wada.
Yes,
yeah,
like long gone are those days of trying to dig into something like that.
Yeah.
It is just if it comes up and we have to talk about it.
Well, that stuff's expensive.
Maybe we will. Then I guess maybe we will. It's an interesting day and age.
I would say Pablo is a superhero. Like we can name him every day because of what he's doing. Just
100%.
Beating the bushes and coming up with stuff.
This one in particular, because it is talking about something that has now gone on for 9 months, in which a commissioner of the league said, "Yeah, we need to wrap that one up." You remember when he said that?
Yeah.
Before the playoffs.
Right.
That means they want to,
They've been in the off season for almost 2 months.
I want to wrap that up. Meaning we just need to wait for this to people to lose interest and have it die down so we can go about our business.
And luckily, Pablo's not letting it die down. So he's our current electric superhero of the day. Be the superhero of your family and go and keep your family safe and sound this year. And also maybe have a chance to put some money back in your pocket. Current Electric can tell you about their possibility to put some solar panels going up on that beautiful house of yours, have that roof make you some money, but also their whole home standby generator deal, 1 free year of monitoring with a purchase in August. Go find that out and go find out more information going on right now at callcurrent.com.
Love it. Armen's birthday edition of the Huddle will continue on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Friday, Drew, Billy, and Armen. We're getting ready to slide down the back of the dinosaur pretty soon here. But we're going to break the tape strong, as we always do on Friday. It's our commitment to serve.
Yeah, we definitely would never
solemn vow.
tap out early. Armen playing a little New Kids on the Block there for the summertime.
I got my songs rolling. I mean, I'm going to take advantage on my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Hey, go ahead, Billy.
Speaking of New Kids on the Block, I don't know when you were in Las Vegas a couple of months ago, if you had noticed this part. The New Kids on the Block, Drew, have their little residency rolling through.
Oh, at Park MGM.
At Park MGM.
Yeah, Dolby, yeah.
What I did not realize was how hard and how firm the, I believe they call themselves the Blackheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone, they got their fan base.
They had
they got big
lined up down the strip, down an alley, throughout the whole day, standing out in blistering 110-degree heat. These hundreds of people waiting in the middle of the day to get like a glimpse of the New Kids on the Block exhibit they had rolling over by the Park MGM. And I thought they were giving away money. I thought they were actually giving away money for how long these people were standing out here with just like the smallest little mister. No, it was like to walk around like the New Kids on the Block Hall of Fame.
Never underestimate the desire and the power of soccer moms.
Oh my God.
And nostalgia creeping in now. I think this is the era now. And I think the energy started with the Sphere shows for Backstreet Boys. They were super popular, and the Backstreet Boys shows have been so popular because they're tapping into the nostalgia of, like you said, the soccer moms now that have some disposable income. Maybe they're older. And that's basically the same thing for New Kids on the Block, maybe actually a couple years older, where now they can do the same thing. So the momentum for that is popping up. So I think those acts are all going to have a second kind of renaissance.
Flabbergasted.
Well, how many people were
now
there?
I was also, like you said, New Kids on the Block could take older for me. Backstreet Boys were a way bigger deal than New Kids on the Block.
Bigger deal, and I think they were they came after, so TRL and all those things happened. So they were,
because it was like Backstreet Boys in sync, then it would go New Kids on the Block like a step below, correct?
Yes, but it is hard to compare because Backstreet Boys were kind of, New Kids on the Block were kind of like late 80s, early 90s, and they didn't have the power of media yet that you had with TRL and MTV.
I was impressed,
but you're right, Backstreet Boys #1, so that's why they're in the Sphere and not in Dolby Live at Park MGM. Not that that's something to sneer at. I'm just saying, like, there's a difference there. But yeah, obviously you saw the people came out though, Billy. I saw the footage of those lines.
Dude, I had, I'm telling you, I had never seen it before.
They got bangers, man.
Walking by over in that little corridor of the Strip, hundreds of people standing out, lining up. Like, what on earth are they doing? Is this secret pizza? Did they move? What happened here? And instead, no, it was they were looking at some kind of outfit that one of them wore in one of their concerts in 2004. Really impressive stuff.
Drew, you would always say you can never question the culture. You never know what hits the zeitgeist.
That's it.
You know,
the culture's not wrong.
And the people in the culture will tell you.
The culture is.
Yeah.
It just is. It flows like a river. You just think it is.
I just love that. Never underestimate the power of soccer moms, because there were a lot of them. A lot of them out there.
Really quick, I want to say thanks. I know a lot of you have said happy birthday to me on the YouTube with comments. You can always watch us on the video stream, YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitter, and of course the NickLayLaw.com talk and text line. If I don't get back to all of you, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Just wanted to say that.
All right. Yeah. It's Armen's birthday. Just take a victory lap. Even though you don't want to, you should.
Yes, you should. You should. Like Maggie and Georgia said, have the absolute best day ever. Only Phil.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, homeboy. Hope it's everything you want it to be.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Lizzie Lou wish you a happy birthday. Love hearing your voice.
Yeah, I don't know if she's a bot on the text line. I responded, I think you're a bot, but thanks anyway. Lizzie Lou.
I mean, a bot?
He's going to disrespect our listeners like that?
If
I thought that was only reserved for blue-collar workers.
Yeah, exactly.
He disrespected like
How
that.
can you do that?
I'm just trying to get my filter of what's real and what's not these days. And I don't know. She had the emojis and stuff. I don't know.
One of my favorites was from OG Nooner George in Rapids. Thank you, Armen, for the last 5 years of sharing your personality, wit, humor, and time with all the listeners. Happy birthday. You are very appreciated.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Now, I do get paid to be here, so don't give me too much credit.
Don't give me too.
I do
Don't sell yourself short.
Paid for this?
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, you know what was nice yesterday? You guys know I'm a big fan of old Olympics and stuff. I'm an Olympics head. And I was just it wasn't the anniversary of the 96 Olympics yesterday. That was like a couple weeks ago. But it looked like some of the old Magnificent Seven gymnastics girls got together for a 3rd-year anniversary. I was just scrolling through my my social media. I saw Dominic Moceanu was posting like the four of them were Amanda Borden, J.C. Phelps, Shannon Miller, and her. 4 of the 7 were together. So that was nice to see. A 30-year anniversary party reunion of the one of the great gymnastics teams ever, the 96 Olympics gymnastics team. Carrie Strug wasn't there. She obviously landed the ball, but that was kind of cool. So I thought cool. that hit my nostalgia.
If you want to buy Armen a present, why not go to ironjoc.com. Our buddy Paul Hansen. The deal now through the 16th. So all through next week. Basics bundle, T-shirt, underwear, and socks. $57.50. What a bargain. The best gear you'll find anywhere. No static, no stink. Silver ion technology. You could wear those socks a couple days in a row, even if you're wearing like winter boots and stuff. It doesn't matter. They're awesome.
Great for layering.
Great for layering. Check out they're so impact. I've had the Iron Jock underwear is like top of the rotation for me.
Yes.
I might need reinforcements. Because some of them are a couple of years old. Just might need to freshen the drawer a little bit.
Well, and there's nothing like Armen very, very famously once said on these airways, nothing like a fresh pair of socks. Yeah. There's nothing like a fresh pair of those Iron Jock underwear.
True.
That's going to hit completely different. Even Cooper Pratt wants to.
I've said that.
Not going to give you the support.
I've said that too, and I've heard this from people who doctors and stuff. If you're working a long day, whatever it is, whether it's the Penske file or if you're on your feet, customer service, if you're in retail, no matter what you're in, if you're working one of those really long days, even if you're moving or something, or if you're doing something in the middle of the day, or even like 2/3 of the way through the day, if you switch into a fresh pair of socks, it's like rejuvenating.
Wow. Okay.
It makes you feel like, it's like kind of like, whoa.
Like a restart, a reset. Natural shot of caffeine.
It is, definitely.
I like that. I'm going to start trying that.
You should think about it.
Okay.
That means you got to carry an extra pair of socks in your bag or whatever. But whatever
my feet stink, so it's
for
a good
what
thing.
we do, but if you have one of those really long days, put on a fresh pair of socks. Just saying. But Iron Jock socks, they're not going to stink anyway. They're fabulous. Top of the market. So check it out at ironjoc.com. Get that bundle deal. All right. You can reach us if you want to give Armen a shout out, 877-794-1973.
Like my favorite one now, John and Fondy. Happy birthday, Armen. Here's to a Brewers World Series, Packers Super Bowl, Bucks relevance, and a Golden Eagles Sweet 16. Hey, man, I'd take both of those last two.
Wait, a Sweet 16? That's all? It's all? He said, I hope you have
After not making the tournament, you're going to scoff at the Sweet 16?
It's a good result. I'm not going to scoff at it. But if we're hoping and wishing and dreaming, can't I have higher dreams than that?
Well, I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't
You
want
just watched the Brewers win the World Series 5 months before. You had just you're still probably drunk and delirious from the Packers Super Bowl parade.
That's awesome, too.
And you're already going to start freaking out PJ Tucker style that you're only going to the Sweet 16?
No.
How about you be happy for once?
Okay, fine. I'll be grateful for my 2 titles. I did always dream of a year where we won 2 titles in the same year. That never happened, but I thought it could a couple times.
And yes, I did throw in a parade for the Packers parade.
Because, there's always some controversy. Like, is that a parade or are they just rolling the buses down the street?
Well, when it takes 5 hours for the buses to go a mile, I think it counts as a parade.
Well, that was in 96, right? Remember the return to Titletown. Drew remembers that. People had the PTSD about that, so then they blocked them off, and then they let the buses just kind of speed through. Of course, when the Bucks won the title, everyone was like, why are these buses going so fast?
Yeah, but these things slow down a little bit. Well, they had to get PJ over to the harp. Diamond Dave said, remember what Yogi Berra said? Birthdays are great, but too many of them will kill you. My man is just
that's hot.
An absolute walking gem.
So
that is good.
I have to know, Billy, did you watch the Euchre doc? Did you go
I did.
To it? You went to it.
I went yesterday, and dude, I had more tears than I care to admit, but it was phenomenally well done. The visuals and how they framed it up. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you should go and see it for yourself. But that last moment, we all know how Game 3 against the Mets ends. And that shot that they have going into the broadcast booth, Drew, for the years that they shot, the amount of clips that they had to condense it all into an hour and a half. And that was the toughest walkout, the toughest shot to be able to see. And it was funny as I'm listening and watching it and never wanting it to end. I kept strangely putting myself back in like my parents' minivan, and we drive around on Sundays as they look at all these beautiful lakefront properties that you could obviously never afford, and try to see how the other 1% lived. And here's pear-shaped Billy in the back just asking him to turn up the radio so I can hear Bob Uecker talking in the 5th inning.
Yeah.
And it was nostalgia overload. And it was incredible piece of theater. And to Jeff Levering and Lane Grindle, hey man, kudos, because those interviews, Drew, I thought they added so much to it. The personality, what they knew that he had gone through in that last year. It's incredibly moving, and it reminds us of just what that dude went through to entertain the city that he was from, the place that he was born. It's an incredible story that needs to be told.
Huge thumbs up.
So good.
You've seen it. Hunter's seen it now. Armen's next. You got to go see it. Armen.
Can't wait. I can't wait. When I get a
And
chance.
also, these damn movie chairs. For somebody that does not go to had not gone to the theater, Drew, in about 10 to 11 years, sitting there with a big old bucket of popcorn on.
Hell yeah.
The comfiest leather recliner that you could find.
Pretty good.
It's not a bad way to spend
Bad experience.
Spend an 11 o'clock
Not a
showing,
bad
no doubt about it.
experience, Yes. All right, when we come back, we will close up shop. We'll do that with our friends from happyplacehemp.com. That's right. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping at happyplacehemp.com. Our wake and bake story and our farewell for the week is next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Oh, Armen's birthday. It's been a rockin' Friday, loose, rambunctious edition of the Huddle here, I will say, by our loose and rambunctious standards.
Yeah, we've been having some fun.
Celebrating Armen's birthday today and heading into the weekend. A glorious weekend. Brewers, Twins, State Fair, family night at Lambeau, which is going to be huge with the tailgating and stuff. We can overreact to all that on Monday. But first, we got this little matter of business to take care of, our Wake and Bake story, which is brought to us by HappyPlaceHemp.com. Rob and Chris, friends of the show, make the best CBD products you can find anywhere. Check them out online at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Do your shopping, fill your cart, use the code HUDDLE, 25% off and free shipping. That save you some cash right there every time. And you can use it every time you go to the well. It's not just a one-time offer. It's not a teaser. It's every time. Huddle will work for you at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Billy, you got one for us that's befitting Armen's birthday and a Friday?
Yes, because this is one thing that Armen would probably dream of, but I'd ask Armen one question in his life. How much money would you pay to live out your dream?
Oh, man, that's a great question, Billy. I guess, it'd be a lot if I had the disposable income to do it.
Well, a 73-year-old Drew retired substitute teacher named Lewis Kalb had the opportunity to put
$22,010 to call a play for the Akron Zips? No.
Not to call a play for the Akron Zips, even closer to, but to call in a half inning of radio play-by-play of his favorite Philadelphia Phillies. The 73-year-old substitute teacher on Wednesday night lived out his dream in a 10-4 Phillies L after winning the bid in the Phillies fantastic auction to call the top of the third inning in a game. Now, he's a lifelong broadcaster at heart. He grew up dreaming of being on the mic, they said. Auditioned for the Sixers decades ago and has voiced youth games as the voice of the Medford Lakes.
Oh, okay.
And the Phillies celebrated the iconic performance, but you got to hear it to believe it. This is Lewis calling and opening up his top of the third inning broadcast.
To welcome Lewis Kalb from Medford Lakes, New Jersey. He is our Phillies fantastic auction winner. He outbid the competition to spend an inning and do some play-by-play in the booth. And Lewis, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, Scott. It's a thrill to be here. It's a lifelong dream to be in the Phillies broadcast booth. So here we go. Painter with the first pitch to Ortiz. It's in there for strike one call. Phils with two in the bottom of the second to take the lead. As we start the top of the third now, Painter delivers. It's bounced foul.
Now, this goes on for 6.5 minutes. We can tap through it and go to like somewhere into the meat of it. This is, again, 73 years old.
The street.
You can tell he's done this, but I mean, chip off the old block. Lewis, what do you got for us here in the top of the third?
Upstairs, a little bit high and outside. And they can't even know it.
Oh, he's good.
He's got the
timbre.
He knows what he's doing. Let's be honest.
Lilly, the number 4 batter in the Nationals batting order.
Now, he just took the book, said, excuse me, I got you guys.
And fouled down the left field line.
Now, if you're one of the broadcasters that's sitting in there saying, hey, can this inning end pretty quick so my man doesn't make it look too easy?
Anybody can do this job.
He's just sitting up there, walks in. Now, it doesn't sound full Pat Hughes-esque, Armen, but does have you hit it, Drew. He's got the tone. He's got the pace.
The timbre. Yeah, absolutely.
People were saying that we had to have been getting punked. There's no way this is the guy's first time on 94 WIP.
Well,
but he gets the call. He had a couple of minor slip-ups.
Awesome,
Scott and Larry, the guys on WIP, continue to talk about it all night long. But 73 years old, what are you going to do with that 22 grand? Am I going to go to Aruba? Am I going to go take the family on some kind of beautiful Disney cruise? No. You know what Grandpa's going to do? He's going to do what he's always wanted to do and sit on WIP, and they're going to have to put me on the air and know how good I am. I love it for Lewis.
And you said he had some stints before, and this is his lifelong dream. And I this is deeper than that. He wanted to tell himself, he wanted to prove to himself that he was good enough to do this. It probably ate him up his whole life that he doing something else, but he's like, you know what? I've always wondered, am I good enough? Could I do this? Could I be a broadcaster for a major league team? And he said, I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out if I'm good enough. And he paid it, and he said that was the price he can pay. So now I feel like I have the peace of mind to know I was good enough to do it, and I proved it to the world. And maybe that's the way he's looking at this thing, and that's pretty cool. But, I mean, man, that was good.
Just an awesome, awesome time to be able to hear. And
Sir.
to know that he's just
Neither
living
of
the
those
absolute
things.
dream.
Just guessing. I've been a substitute teacher in recent years for Nita School in Lakerland. There's a pitch that's lined over shortstop, a base hit for Dylan Cruz, and he reaches first base safely with the one.
I mean, it's good. A little too much of the, like maybe he's laid it out a little thick there. Unless that's his natural kind of. I'm not here to critique him.
I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of Medford Lakes. I don't know if that is his,
Yeah.
the whole cut of his jib,
Good job.
or if, I don't know, maybe his heart was beating out of his damn chest.
No, but I think he kept the energy correct, though. He came correct.
Oh, it was
So
so
I give
good.
him all kinds of credit. He sounded fantastic.
So next time that you're waking and baking and thinking about how much you'd pay to live out your dream, just put that price tag on it, Drew. $22,010. That's what the price was for one 73-year-old Lewis.
A lot of guys do that. I'm sure this is for charity too, and a lot of guys do that. Like, some people want to try the World Series of Poker once, and they plump down whatever it is, 10 or 20 grand. You know what I mean? So
They're going back to they're going to the live table of the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
Have you tapped in on the final table at all, Armen?
I haven't. I haven't had time. I haven't seen it, or it's not.
I
ESPN
wish
every
I
night.
did. I wish I have, Drew. I wanted to, because I wanted to see how they were doing it and if it worked out as well as it used to. Live cards is a hard thing to plan on watching on TV.
No doubt.
There'd be a lot of folding and a lot of lame hands sitting right there.
No question.
Or
That's
a lot of the
right.
corporation ended up catching some else.
For sure. For sure. And that's, wow. And what a thing to auction off. I mean,
genius. I think the Packers are putting out their streaming family night tonight on the Packers app and Packers.com. Maybe that's the next one.
It's a good idea.
You get one drive with Wayne and Larry in the booth.
Wow, that'd be pretty epic.
That auction would be phenomenal.
You get to produce it.
Yeah. Armen, living the dream. Well, we've been living the dream because we get paid to do this, hanging out with Armen on his birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday. Enjoy.
Thank you all.
And
Thank
hope
you.
everybody has a great weekend. So much going on. We'll have plenty to unpack when we reconvene on Monday at 5 a.m. Brewers Twins, Packers family night, that whole thing. And it's game week. We've got Rogers and McCarthy reunion coming up. We'll see you Monday at 5 a.m.
Peace.